Today, we count down the 10 worst hockey card purchases ever. Jack wants his puck back. Is it time for a Leafs rebuild? And a whole lot more. Welcome back to episode 379 of the Hockey Cards Gongshow podcast, presented by our good friends at Upper Deck.
It's your friendly neighborhood hockey-loving goofballs. Welcome to the Gong Show.
Hello, happy family. Happy Monday. Hello, Philip. Marsh, how are you?
Good. How are you, Josh?
I'm well. Very cool-ish, not maybe. I don't know. You love your sweater color there? That's not. Is that a Phil color? Or what?
That's such a low blow from you. You know, I made a comment about my own sweater. You would never even think of saying anything. I don't like the hue of my shade. It's not canary yellow. It's bile yellow. But
okay.
Troy and I match, so I'm throwing him under the bus with me.
Troy LaCastro's back on the show, of course, from Dave and Adams and many Instagram reels where he crawls on the floor to Louis' delight. Welcome back, Troy. How are you?
Hey guys, how we doing? Cheers.
Hey.
Don't worry.
I think the crawl on the floor thing is kind of your brand now.
What is it?
It's not bad.
Floor?
Yeah.
That was the idea. You know, I feel like I've always been told to find something to stand out. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, who else is crawling on the floor for the sake of content? I just do it for the laughs. You know, it kind of pops me a little bit. And if it makes other people laugh, then I know I did something right. So I know I haven't done one in a while. So I think I'm due for one maybe today or tomorrow. So thanks for the inspiration.
Is this how you proposed to your fiance, or was that a little similar?
Well, I'll tell you what. I mean, you're giving me ideas here.
That's your move, Troy. That's your move.
Maybe I'll do a trial run, and it's actually like a ring pop first. We'll see how she reacts, and then maybe we'll go on from there for the real.
With the rose in your mouth, you got to do that.
Of course, yeah.
I can teach you. I can teach you the rose thing. It works.
Yeah. Forever the romantic you guys are. So thanks for giving me the tips.
This is Josh really likes it, don't you, buddy?
So hot.
Yeah.
Don't chat.
Thank you, Louis. Hi, Bob Louis. How are we?
Hi, we are good.
That's good. Anything new to report? Anything exciting? Anything earth-shattering?
Nope.
You're decorating your jail cell a little bit as time goes on. That's kind of nice.
Yeah, well, little by little.
He's in producer jail. Okay. We got a lot to get to today. A good show. Before we start, though, two quick announcements. Phil, I don't believe anyone hasn't seen Friday Nights with Phil, but just in case, maybe there's... Oh.
Just in case.
Whew. That was something.
I'll take over. So Friday Nights with Phil was great. We had no plan. We had no script. There was no filter. And but Phil was there with his one of his best friends and his best sidekick, the co-host of the show, California Dave. We had a great time. It was just the two of us. Victoria has shunned us from her life temporarily, of course. You get used to it after a while. It's okay. She just needs a break.
Big time by Victoria.
Yeah. She's thanks, guys. I tripled my Instagram and I'm good. Thanks. I'm like, oh my goodness, we just got big time.
I'm what they call an influencer now, and I feel like your audience doesn't elevate my brand.
She used us. She chewed us up and she spit us out. Yeah. That's okay. That's all right.
Best part of the whole show was me flashing back to the dining room table at Chateau Gongshow, grabbing your rug,
family show,
getting your rug and wrapping your little Lego guy in bubble wrap and saying, Phil, I'm going to put this guy in the rug for you so it doesn't fall all over the place. And did you remember where it was?
No, you're not even telling the best part of the story. That is a good part, though. It's when somebody in the chat asks or sees Dave's large hockey Lego player in the background and asks Dave, where did you get that? And then Phil says, I want one. Well, come on, I don't have one. It's like, well, you've had one for 7 months.
Mm-hmm.
So I got
the Lego guy.
Yeah, he's right here. I got a little Lego guy. So the good listener, I'm holding up my little Lego guy. He's little Phil. Yeah, he's awesome. On the back, my favorite number. Big shout out to Cheeto Fingers again. I'm beyond flattered and appreciative and grateful that someone went out of their way to do this for us.
amazing.
And I'm very happy. All jokes aside, I didn't know I had one, but I'm happy I had one. Thank you, Louis, for wrapping it up and putting it in the carpet. I have to be honest, for 50 seconds, I was like, I have no idea what Louis is talking about. But now I know what you mean with the carpet and the little guy from Friday Nights. I get it. Thank you.
Mhm.
I love this guy. Yeah, big fan. So that was a great. Please tune in on Friday nights. Everything that we're talking about will make much more sense if you watch the replay. And we always have a great time on there. So make sure you come this Friday and please come check it out. We have a great time. Victoria still won't be there. She's still big timing us. It's kind of like purgatory for a bit. So that's okay. We'll have a good show. We have great guests. We have a couple of ladies from Minnesota. I have to confirm that, but that's pretty much almost guaranteed, maybe. But we have a couple of ladies from Minnesota that will introduce themselves, and we're excited to chat with them as well. I got some new cards I want to show them.
Nice. Okay, lastly, before we get started, a reminder that our show, this show, the Hockey Cards Gongshow podcast, we are a Patreon podcast. What that means, of course, is that we do rely on the support of the good listener and the good watcher to help us cover show expenses, produce more and what we hope to be better hockey card content, and then fund initiatives to grow the hobby. You can support us for about a cup of coffee, $5 a month. You also become one of the first 999 supporters of our show. You get the Future Watch Gonger title and access to our Discord, where you can join our community of about 425 now people in there. That's very active. Can't believe it.
Let's just go with 420. Phil likes that.
Okay, we'll go with 420 for our bro, Bill. And meet a lot of new friends, chat, show off your new pickups. You get access to Behind the Bench, our Discord exclusive show from Expo Mom, a.k.a. Irish Flyers Collector, a.k.a. Neil, who loves Fireball. Send him free Fireball. He'll love it.
Is that a song?
I don't know. We should make one.
Fireball? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I got an idea now.
I didn't know you were a
Thank you.
Pitbull fan.
Oh, Troy.
You kind of look like Pitbull right now with the glasses.
I
With the
do?
mustache.
Yeah, glasses and the mustache.
I'm going for like a Burt Reynolds thing, you know? Got Vaseline in between my toes. It's squishy.
If you want to support us and become, I guess, associated with us, you don't even have to tell anyone if that works for you, but you can still support us by going to our website, hockeycardsgongshow.com, and clicking on the Become a Patron link at the top of the page, or go to Patreon directly, patreon.com, and search for us, Hockey Cards Gongshow. Link in the show description, both YouTube and podcast apps, and our Instagram and TikTok profiles too. The exalted, the venerable, the honorable,
Easy.
and sometimes the deplorable. Baba Louie, what's our game plan for today?
Hillary always said I was deplorable. Starting with Get to Know Your Hall of Famers. After that, we'll get into the Weekly 7, followed by some hobby news. After that, top 10 worst hockey card buys ever, per Josh. Then
Stop.
it's into some ridiculously early Rangers Centennial sales. Then it's the Gongshow Mailbag and personal pickups.
Okay, time to get started with the Get to Know Your Hall of Famers series, where we are profiling every single Hockey Hall of Fame player. We started with the very first Hall of Fame class and have been working our way since to the present day. Today's a really big one. Excited for this one. Terry Sawchuk.
Oh, finally, somebody we all know very well.
Yes.
You know what? That's a little braggy. You know, we know the name. I don't know much about Terry Sawchuk. That's listen. I don't know.
There's a
Excited to hear
big part of the Sawchuk story that I was not aware of at all. Do you guys have any idea what I'm talking about?
I think I may.
Particularly
I
how
don't-
he died?
Yes,
Oh,
but I don't
no.
know. I don't know a lot of details about it. But
I
this
was
should
like,
be
whoa.
it's a banger. Let's go. What?
Yeah.
I don't want someone's death to be a banger. of a
I know.
story.
I know.
You
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Okay, yeah.
I said
It's good history.
The only least death I know about is Bill Barocco because it turned into a Tragically Hip song. That's all I got.
Yes, Troy, you like the Tragically Hip?
Dude, here in Buffalo, we love the Hip. You know, we're basically Canadian adjacent. We're big
That
Hip
is
fans.
so true. Then why does Minnesota get the title that they're basically Canadian? Silly. Yeah.
Because our whole
Sounds like
state
they're
is kind of
very,
like Canada, where one town of New York is.
That's
Like him.
not
I mean, ignorant versus knowledgeable. I mean, there's a big delta there.
I'm just saying that New York is more associated with like Manhattan than upstate.
Okay, real quick, and then we'll get on to Terry Sawchuk. But I will tell you that I was offered as an elective credit in college here in Buffalo a Canadian history class, and you know damn well I took that thing right away. As soon as I heard that was getting offered, in.
Troy, you're you're my favorite American. This is incredible. This is great. I'll see you at a Bills game. Drinks. We're gonna go to a Bills game together. We're gonna have such a great time.
Yes, I've been telling. Yes, we'll get onto that another time.
On,
but
you know,
Things, you got to get down there.
Things are happening. Yeah.
All right, guys, and I'm glad you could fall in love, but we have to get on to Terrence Gordon. Sawchuk lived from 1929 until passing away, unfortunately, at the age of 40 years old in 1970. He was born in Winnipeg and passed away in New York City. Sawchuk was a goaltender who caught left-handed, played at 5'11", 195 pounds, and in a career that lasted from 1949 until 1970, played for 5 NHL teams: the Detroit Red Wings, Boston Bruins, Toronto Maple Leafs, LA Kings, and New York Rangers. Sawchuk won the Calder Trophy, won 4 Vezina trophies, was also a 4-time Stanley Cup champion, in 971 career games played, started 955, posted a record of 445, 336, and 171, with a 2.5 goals against and 103 career shutouts. Spent more than 57,000 minutes in game time between the pipes. It's a lot. Sawchuk was elected to the Hall of Fame immediately after his career ended as one of 10 players where the 3-year waiting period was waived, and in 2017 was named to the 100 greatest players in NHL history list. Why should you care about Terry Sawchuk? As we mentioned, he grew up in Winnipeg and moved quickly through Detroit's pipeline, winning rookie honors in the USHL in 1948 and in the AHL in 1949 before even becoming an NHL regular. In January of 1950, Detroit called him up for 7 NHL games, and the 20-year-old immediately showed enough that the Red Wings felt comfortable moving on from veteran Harry Lumley soon after. Sawchuk then took over as Detroit's full-time starter in 1950-51 and made one of the loudest entrances a goalie has ever made, winning 44 games as a rookie. That season ended with him winning the Calder Trophy, making him the rare goalie who looked like a franchise cornerstone almost from day one. He was not just good right away, he was dominant right away, because in that rookie year, he also posted 11 shutouts and a goals against average under 2.0. In 1951-52, followed up his rookie season with another 44-win season and helped turn Detroit into a powerhouse that looked nearly impossible to score on. During the 1952 playoffs, he found another gear entirely, backstopping Detroit to the first 8-game playoff sweep in NHL history. In the 1952 Stanley Cup Final against Montreal, he made his debut on that stage and recorded 2 shutouts while only allowing 2 goals the entire 4-game series. The 1952 run ended with Sawchuk winning his first Stanley Cup, and suddenly the Red Wings had a young goalie who already looked like an all-time great. He stayed elite in 1952-53, winning 32 games, posting another sub 2.0 goals against average, and capturing the Vezina Trophy as Detroit again leaned heavily on him. By then, he had become the backbone of Detroit's 1950s run, and his consistency was ridiculous. Season after season, he kept piling up wins and shutouts in an era with no easy nights. In 1953-54, Sawchuk helped carry the Red Wings back to the top, and this time Detroit needed all of its composure because the Cup final went the distance. Detroit beat Montreal in 7 games in 1954, giving Sawchuk his second Stanley Cup and confirming his first title had not been a fluke. He came right back in 54-55 with 40 wins, another Vezina Trophy, and another championship, giving Detroit 3 cups in 4 seasons with Sawchuk in net. That stretch was the heart of his legend because it was not just winning trophies, he was setting the standard for what greatness and goal looked like in the original 6 era. In 1955, Detroit surprisingly traded him to Boston, ending his first Red Wings run, even though he had already become one of the faces of the franchise. In his first Bruins season in 55-56 was a grind compared to Detroit, and even a goalie of his caliber could not fully erase the difference between a contender and a weaker club. He still gave Boston strong work in 56-57, but after only 2 seasons, the Bruins sent him back to Detroit in the famous deal that brought Johnny Busick to Boston. Back with the Red Wings in 57-58, Sawchuk resumed being a workhorse and reminded everyone that Detroit still trusted him when games mattered most. He remained one of the league's top goalies in the late 1950s and early 1960s, earning more all-star recognition even as the Red Wings around him changed. By 64-65, now with Toronto, Sawchuk proved he still had elite hockey left, sharing the Vezina Trophy with Johnny Bower in one of the great late-career bounce-backs ever by a goalie. That same season, he became the first goaltender in NHL history to reach 400 regular season wins, adding another major milestone to a career already stuffed with them. In 66-67, Toronto rode its veteran goalies all the way to the Stanley Cup, and Sawchuk was a huge part of one of the most famous championships in franchise history. In Game 6 of the 1967 final, he made 40 saves against Montreal as the Maple Leafs won the Cup, giving Sawchuk his 4th championship ring. After that Cup, he was selected by LA in the 1967 expansion draft as the first player chosen, which showed how much respect he still commanded even at 37 years old. He later finished his NHL playing career at the Rangers in 1969-70, and when it was over, he stood as the league's all-time leader amongst goalies in wins and shutouts, records that defined greatness for decades. After the 1969-70 season, Sawchuk was living on Long Island with Rangers teammate Ron Stewart. And on April 29, 1970, the two men got into a drunken scuffle that ended with Sawchuk suffering severe internal injuries. He later told police not to blame Stewart and called it a fluke accident. As a result, Sawchuk underwent multiple surgeries but never recovered, dying in New York City on May 31st, 1970 at just 40 years old. A grand jury later ruled the death accidental, which closed one of the saddest final chapters in hockey history.
That's still not... Like, was it the multiple surgeries that got him, or was it the initial... this definition of tragic, I guess. Like, getting a scuffle with your buddy. I know that sounds silly, but friends sometimes... I don't know,
sure.
Like things spill over sometimes, right? And if you just use your hands... Not much is going to happen usually, and I guess it just kind of did. Ugh.
Yeah, maybe it was an instance too. Had it happened today, medicine is advanced to the point where might not have been as big of a deal too. I don't know.
Yeah, like, oh, whoa, there's massive internal bleeding in this spot. Let's fix that up, or I don't know.
A weird blemish to end a career, right? Type of situation. It's like almost like an asterisk mark, like. Yeah, this is how his career ended, but here's the backstory to it almost. It wasn't like, I had injuries and, that's just, I had to stop.
I think I'm trying to let's really pinpoint what makes Terry Sawchuk part of my childhood and the name. And so I think it's the pictures. I think it's of
his face, all mangled.
Yeah, to put it simply, is his very older looking face when we were kids with fresh baby hands and getting our first scars and going on the journey ourselves. I didn't even know he played for the Kings. I mean, I'm sure I did at some point. I forgot, but no clue. When you said that, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
The Kings, and then 69-70, the Rangers. It's like, okay, yeah, I knew that, but didn't really think of it for a long time. It's peculiar,
Something I think is interesting too is I feel like with a lot of the modern hockey cards that you will, more modern in the last 10 to 15 years that you'll see Terry Sawchuk is I feel like they use him on the Leafs a lot, even though it seems like a majority of his career was the Red Wings. Like I feel like I recognize Terry Sawchuk as a Leaf and not necessarily a Red Wing. You got to understand. You should come 32 years old,
You should come up here for TSN trade deadline day. Yeah, you'd think it's like, oh, there's other hockey teams in the league other than the Leafs. It's 80% Toronto and 20% the rest.
He was the goalie for their last Stanley Cup.
Yeah,
and there it is. That's Madigan right to the point. That's why he was their goalie for their Stanley Cup. There you go.
So, I was just saying maybe that's what I'm saying. I just feel like I see a lot of upper deck cards or even like the Panini hockey stuff. If I've seen Terry Sawchuk, it felt like it was in a Maple Leafs uniform.
Probably
not
was.
necessarily a Red Wings uniform. So that's where I'm like, I didn't realize his majority of his career was Detroit.
Oh, that's bonkers. Okay.
Yeah, it's weird. I know it's weird, but
Well, you see players through the lens that you're exposed to them through, right? So it's like,
yeah, exactly.
let's take a look at his hobby market quick. So his rookie card is in the 1951 Parker set, where he did play for the Red Wings. Troy. That's card number 61.
Yeah, thanks.
One of the most iconic rookies and one of hockey's most iconic sets. I think many would rank this the third most important rookie in 51.
Jeremy
Parker.
Lee. This is a big one for him. I think he thinks this is the biggest. The Terry Sawchuk in this set is I don't want to speak for him, but I'm 90% sure Jeremy has said that on numerous occasions.
Yeah, you'd have Howe and then Rocket Richard and then Terry Sawchuk would be.
This card is a big one. I mean, it's arguably the best card in the whole set. It's a good argument to make.
The PSA 8's highest all-time publicly selling copy is it's over $24,000 in July of 2021, and maybe part of the reason, Phil, is was actually his rookie year, where 51 Parkers is so iconic because it's the first set really after World War II, where Gordie Howe was not a rookie in 1951. He started like 48 or something like that, and I think with Rocket Richard too.
You know,
You're always a smart one, man. That's got to be 100% why. That's probably exactly why Jeremy values it. Yeah.
totally related, unrelated. But, you know, I would love, like, you know, looking at this card here, it is so iconic, but obviously I see it from, you know, obviously they put the mini Parkhurst stuff in the new Parkhurst, like when you're ripping packs and that. It's something I would love to see Upper Deck almost adopt that I've seen Topps do, is be amazing if, even if it was a lower grade or if it was kind of beat up, if they had some of these, you know, older Parkhurst cards that they could source somewhere and like throw those into the packs of Parkhurst. I think it would make Parkhurst that much more interesting.
Oh, like a buyback? That would be cool.
Yeah, like a buyback situation. Yeah, like, you know, obviously you're not going to have an 8 laying around.
You think they're going to throw 51 Parky buybacks in there? They can't even get the hologram sticker number internet thing right. Come on, they're not going to go do that. Great idea. A little aggressive.
A boy can dream, you know? That's all.
I'll let my friend Jason know going to be seeing him soon, so I'll run it by him. Let you know what he says.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, Phil's friend Jason. Okay.
Got it.
Yeah. Then I picked 3 of the many Sawchuk Playing Days cards just to highlight, to give people a taste of his hobby market. The first one is, it's hard to pass up any card from the 1954 Topps set, the first Topps hockey set. Almost all the big player cards are iconic, including this one. A PSA 8.5, highest selling copy, sold for $14,682 just last September. The next set I picked is another. This set, 1958 Topps, is mainly known for the Bobby Hull rookie, but I just said, how do you not pick a card with the huge waffle board? Very prominent on it. And again, great looking card. PSA 8.5, another one pictured, highest selling copy, sold for $5,514 US in July of 2025. And then the last card I picked is for Troy, is a Leafs card from the again famed 1966 Topps set, card number 13. PSA 9 is the highest seller. It sold for $1,904 US in June of 2018. And that, boys, is your Hockey Hall of Famer, Terry Sawchuk.
Thank you, Josh. Good job.
Thank you,
Troy,
Josh.
it's going to be a long show for you. Josh likes to beat the living snot out of the horse.
You mean
It's
like
funny.
he did? You mean like he did with the Minnesota Wild stuff last time I was on?
Just wait.
Also, you're
you
aware.
never know what I've got up my sleeve. Here we go. We're going to go into the weekly 7, where we discuss, debate, maybe froth, laugh, or cry about news and storylines from this NHL season. Ready, boys? Here we go.
Here we go.
Let's skate on over to the NHL.
Okay, topic number 1 in the weekly 7. We're going to start with the PWHL. There's been a significant difference for women's hockey coming off the most recent Olympic Games. If you look back when Captain Clutch, Marie-Philippe Poulin, scored the golden goal in the last Olympics in Beijing in 2022, there was no women's professional hockey for her to return to. And there's a lot of excitement, and then it was like, oh, okay. And we'll wait, I guess, 4 years for the next Olympics. Well, now, fast forward 4 years later, when Team USA's Megan Keller scored the golden goal, comes back and is on Saturday Night Live, and then is able to go back to her pro team, the PWHL's Boston Fleet. and it's having a big impact. But again, going back to the Olympics real quick, the women's gold medal game drew 5.3 million average television viewers and peaked at 7.7 million here in the U.S., becoming the most watched women's hockey game ever in the United States. Awesome. Here's a kind of quote from, I think, one of the PWHL executives who said, "It's the first time that as Olympians, the players post-Olympics have had a place to go back to play the game at a professional level. We knew the moment was going to be big for us and felt like that this could be a game changer for the league." And since, of course, the Olympics, the league is reporting, number one, its highest ticket sales ever, multiple sellouts, record attendance in other arenas. Just last week, the league reported its highest total weekly attendance ever with 79,356 fans attending games. I believe there's only 6 teams so far, too. Overall attendance is up 23% from last season. I believe in this week or next week in the United States, the first PWHL game will be nationally televised, too. I saw that earlier this morning. Social media followers on players' pages are up 38% since the Olympics. Overall, all this is great news for women's sports, of course, and hockey, and kind of interesting from the Cards side of it, given that Upper Deck has plans to expand the PWHL sets this year, so good timing on their part. For me, on a personal level, very excited about this, having a daughter that grew up playing hockey. Louis did too, for girls to have role models to look up to and maybe get into collecting. And the hobby is a good thing. Troy, have you guys at Fanatics and in your role as kind of leading the breaking group there, have you broke much PWHL? Is there interest? Are you hearing from people that they want to see more of the product?
I've had it very sparingly. I'm not very far and few between. We'll say. Okay. Have I had people ask? And you know what though? To your point. You were talking about Upper Deck, obviously expanding their line of products on PWHL. I think now once we start to get some of the other PWHL products, it will change. Because I think there's a Fleer Ultra. Was that one of them, or I don't know if I'm.
Yeah, I don't know off the top of my head. No, but I know that they're expanding the SKUs, and
yeah.
I would think like a Future Watch Auto would probably be a smart thing to.
Oh my God, please! Yeah, that would be amazing. That'd be a great idea.
Yeah.
That's the sign of the times.
And nobody has a crystal ball, but we've seen a lot of, and I'm not just talking about women's sports, but over the years we've gone as just sports fans, a ton of upstart leagues that kind of come and then quickly fade. How many football leagues have formed? It kind of feels like the PWHL has a good chance of sticking around. Like there seems to be real momentum behind it.
Well, I feel like, unrelated to the hobby, when you talked about last time with the golden goal in Beijing, now social media, and there's so many more, even in the last, 4 years, so many more media outlets, meaning there's podcasts, there's television shows, there's so much more exposure in a good way. But yeah, I think with the PWHL, having Upper Deck expanding their SKUs, I think that's going to help. And that's obviously something that, obviously the young guns chase is great in that, but if they can allow for a Future Watch chase or, one of the other favorites that people like to chase in, obviously the NHL stuff, I think I would love taking a stab at, making some breaks to see if anybody would want to do that.
They need a young superstar. Like Marie-Philip Poulin has all the leg, but she's at the end of her career. You get a Caitlin Clark type young talent, and that's they
player driven. Right? It's the PWHL needs. I don't know. I'm sure there are superstars, of course, but it seems to WNBA is more player driven, but that's more maybe reflection of the sport, right? Yeah.
I think about that because you think about NBA basketball collecting, and you ask people, "Hey, who do you collect?" And it's always LeBron or Luka. it's never, the Dallas Mavericks or, the Los Angeles Lakers.
They're more loyal to players than teams in basketball.
100%. Yeah. And whereas I feel like, hockey is just whoever players on your team. Like, obviously right now we're having this boom with the Sabres where it doesn't matter what Sabres card, any of your favorite Sabres players on that team you'll take.
Mm-hmm. So didn't the WNBA's been around for what, 25, 30 years? I'd say it's safe to say.
Somewhere around that. Yeah.
Heavily subsidized by the NBA. So the league made a major, and this is awesome. It's not a knock against the WNBA, but they funded losses for over 20 years, and they said we're going to just see this through, and now it's really turned into something pretty special, and it is a very viable league. But it took an incredible commitment and patience. And the NBA having a long-term vision and saying that we're willing to eat financial losses for a number of years to give this league the time it needs to, and who knows, maybe the success of the WNBA has helped indirectly the PWHL, as now people view women's professional leagues as more of a viable thing.
As far as you guys know, though, switching back over to the PWHL, though, the NHL doesn't fund partnership.
I think there's like indirect partner. I think there's like indirect partnership, but I believe most of the WNBA teams are owned by the Minnesota Timberwolves the owners also own the Minnesota Lynx on the WNBA.
Gotcha. Yep.
So there have been what I was getting to with the WNBA was that took a lot of growth, right? And a lot of help as well. So I don't know if you can use the word organic. I guess you can. Organic with subsidies at the beginning, and now it's flying. Now it's doing great. PWHL seems to be quite a different animal, and it seems to have been started better, run better. I think some folks forget as well, we've had women's leagues in the past. We've had 2 or 3 that have failed with the top echelon of the top players before. So what's different now? What is changing now? That to me makes me think our hobby, that's one of the reasons, indirectly and directly, our hobby's really strong. The celebration of sports is popular again, right? So I think this is a really good thing. This is I'm just trying to figure out what's different today. What is different in the PWHL that's today? I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think?
I would say, well, sorry, Troy, just very quickly, because I don't know, but if I had to guess, I would say it's 2 things. That it seems like the skill level of women's hockey is peaking right now. And I think you probably mentioned it, Phil, that to start a league, you have to have very good funding, and you have to have very strong and smart strategy and stability and structure. And I know that tennis icon Billie Jean King, I believe, was involved a lot in funding the PWHL.
We've talked about it before. I think you've mentioned it a few times, Josh. Like they had excellent management, leadership, and vision. And I think once you say, listen, I'm pretty sure someone was involved as well. There is a connection with one of the failed leagues. They learned from their mistakes. That's a big win here, right? It's like, listen, I screwed this up before. Let's try this again. I think there were so many people involved with just good, positive energy. They made this happen. And look how strong. I mean, it's not for me per se, but look how much joy it's been bringing everybody else. Look, you're a father of a daughter. Same with Louis. You guys have experienced something that's very special for you and your families and your daughters. And I can only imagine how many other households there are there. So how could that not just keep growing, right? And with the media, the positive and the media support, I think we can check that box, right? This is a media darling. So that's not going anywhere there either. So it's on a trajectory to do big and good things, in my opinion, from what I've seen.
All right. Yeah. We'll move on. Oh, you got something else to say?
I was just going to make a quick point. Just obviously, I think what you two were saying in terms of skill coupled with the coverage. So now you're getting these insane plays, played over and over hundreds of thousands of times on Instagram and other platforms. I think that helps. And obviously, kids have all social media platforms now. So if there's, the girls out there that are being able to watch them. And I think it's great too that I feel like they're in their respective communities where the teams are. First of all, you're putting teams in big hockey markets to begin with, and you're getting these players out to, youth hockey, like girls that are playing youth hockey and that, and they're going and, they're doing these appearances and things like that. And, that helps a ton as well.
100%, dude. All right, good stuff. On to topic number 2, Sloppy D, our guy Leon Draisaitl, on the shelf for the rest of the regular season, boys. Last Sunday, Nashville Predators, I believe it was Ozzy Weisblatt, who leveled a hit on Draisaitl, injured the star forward, lower body injury, I guess. It does look like, though, he will be back for the postseason. So Leon finished with another great regular season, albeit a little bit shorter. 65 games played, 35 goals, 97 points. Currently 4th in the NHL in points. And as of right now, the Oilers are in a playoff position. They do have 77 points, which is good enough for second place in the Pacific Division. But here's why I had to bring this up. I couldn't believe this is really funny. And I get when you're an official with the team, you got to try to spin positively every situation.
What they say. Say
Oilers GM Stan Bowman called the Sloppy D injury a blessing in disguise.
It's Pierre Dorion. It's our old GM. Yeah. Go.
All right, here's what he had to say about the apparent good fortune of losing a total plug like Leon Draisaitl. He'll be rested. He'll be fresh for the playoffs, Bowman told told NHL.com. This will be the second year in a row he'll have missed some time leading in, and he's always unbelievable in the playoffs. And the blessing in disguise is it forces everyone to play more who normally just wouldn't get those minutes. It's not what we wanted, but I think sometimes it helps your team when guys get their individual games going more.
What's this? What's this thing? I'm not allowed to be mad. You're allowed to be a little pissed off. You'd be like, yeah, it sucks, man. Everyone else has got to step up. It's ridiculous. That's where Tortorella is refreshing, right? Yeah. It would be like, it's just good. It's a life experience, very challenging. We're going to overcome it on our big hill. Oh, go on. It's not a self-help book, buddy.
Yeah, you want some honesty? So our guy, Krill the Thrill, has been a little bit of been nicked up a little bit, and he's like day-to-day missed last couple games. I have a hard time watching my team when he doesn't play.
Josh is such a bandwagon, right? Like, yeah, especially if it's your own city, you're allowed to, right? That's why it's even funnier to me.
Okay, back to the standings real quick. With 77 points in the Pacific, which is good for second place currently, as I mentioned, the Oilers are 1 point ahead of Vegas and 5 points ahead of the Kings. Now, we know the top 3 in the division clinch playoff spots. So with 12 games left, would you guys... It sounds like that Bowman still... Now, again, they have 5-point lead for the last, wild card, 12 games. I suppose they're in a pretty good position. But you lose Leon Draisaitl, and I don't know. I mean, would you guys be worried if you're an Oilers fan about not even making the playoffs at this point?
Half my team is hurt? Yes, I'd be terrified. Well, 49%. We know who 51 is.
Yeah, I guess the way I look at it at this point is I think that's been the narrative of Connor McDavid lately, especially since the Olympics, is like, oh, he can't win the big game, this and that. And I know this is obviously to a smaller
I've never heard
scale.
that. Huh? People say that?
Yeah, can you believe that? Can you believe that?
Josh is just trolling his own show right now.
I love to go. I'm all for going with the bit. I'll just keep adding on to the bit. But I guess this is the time where he's got to put the team on his back, and if he can hold that much weight and carry them to the playoffs. But I think it's interesting that you guys brought this up, because I don't know if you saw, like, literally earlier this morning, I'm flipping through Instagram, and McDavid called his division fight right now, he called it a pillow fight.
Oh my God, no, he didn't.
I swear to God, they asked him about the division right now, going down the stretch, and he goes, yeah, it's a bit of a pillow fight right now.
Yeah,
are they in their underwear and like giggling?
Well, because the thing is too, you look at the standings, right? Like the division leader in that has 79 points, where you've got the Sabres got 92. Right. Well,
please, you be quiet over there. You owe the paper. You have nothing. You be quiet. You be quiet. You have nothing to say on this topic. Nothing. Okay, go ahead.
And then Josh, like, what is it right now in your division? Like, what are the points leaders there?
Well, it's Minnesota, Colorado, and Dallas, and
I know, but I'm saying like how many. I'm not saying Connor McDavid's wrong because your top team in the division has under 80 points as we look at it right now. Obviously, that'll change, but
I got you. Yeah,
I'm in a knife fight. My team's in a knife fight. You're right. You guys are in a well, not you, Troy. No comments.
No
The other people are in a pillow fight. Yeah, the Oilers and I don't know the West. I mean, what happened, man? Growing up, the West were like big, strong, like crash, bang, boom. Now, oh my goodness, pillow fights, indeed. Yeah,
we're third with 92 points, and we would be first or second in every other division.
Exactly. I guess that's what that's what I was getting at. So thank you for putting a nice bow on that.
100 points in the East could knock you out.
Yeah.
100 points might not be enough. Oh, my Lord. Thanks, Gary. Thanks. Silly.
All right, Leon Draisaitl is a 2014-15 Young Guns, PSA 10 pop, 1,129, 55% jam rate. Last sold for $901 US on March 12th, up 6% in the past month, 10% in the past 3 months. The 52-week high is 940, so we're pretty close, actually, to the 52-week high. 52-week low is 588. Topic 3. Jack wants his puck back.
No. Didn't we talk about? Oh no, we talked about it on my show last Friday.
Oh, your show. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Hughes wasn't denied Olympic glory after scoring the golden goal in Milan, but he was denied the puck by the Hockey Hall of Fame. He requested the puck from the Hall so he could give it to his dad. Aww. But the Hall of Fame denied Mr.
In
Jack
a funny
Hughes.
way. Really funny way.
When asked by ESPN about the puck, here's what Hughes had to say. I'm trying to get it. Like, that's BS that the Hockey Hall of Fame has it, in my opinion. Why would they have the puck? Hughes asked. I don't see why Megan Keller or I shouldn't have those pucks. The Hall of Fame, though, they said no. No, Jack. Emphasizing that they are a nonprofit organization and that any memorabilia is considered a charitable donation. Here's what Philip Pritchard, who's the curator of the Hall of Fame, had to say about this issue. Unfortunately, in the easiest words, it's never been Jack's puck to own. It's been donated to us for now, and for every artifact that's been donated, we have a paper trail and signed paperwork of where it's come from. Part of being a nonprofit registered charity in Canada is it becomes kind of a legal document that we've received it as a donation.
All right. Thank you, dorks. Thank you.
We've insured it. We've preserved it. We've conserved everything. It becomes part of our institution.
Okay.
Oh, he wasn't done.
No, he should. For one sentence, the first one was funny. Yeah, okay. The Hallmark, I don't know. What do you call Hall Pass monitors? Yes.
Oh, he's not done though, Phil.
Okay.
He went on to say, we try to take the emotion out of it. We're here to preserve a game that Jax was lucky enough to play in. and we're lucky enough to work in. That's why the Hockey Hall of Fame Museum exists as an institution. We're preserving the game of the past, present, and future.
Okay, the last part was funny.
Is this guy Canadian?
Oh, I'm sure.
What is he? He's cutting a promo on Jack Hughes for I feel like Jack Hughes is just, he's like, hey, can I get the puck back? And this guy's just cutting a promo and he's catching strays. Jack's catching strays.
Hold on. Troy goes, is this guy Canadian? And Josh, what did you say? Oh, probably. Oh, I'm sorry. Is that the attitude of a Canadian? Oh, that's such a double dipping comment to make. You jerk. That's ridiculous. Obviously, he's an American Trojan. He Trojan horsed us. Ridiculous. He's a spy. He's a double agent. It's ridiculous. What a dork. But he's not wrong. He's not
this
wrong.
This guy sounds like he's still holding on to the loss, is what I'm saying. The way he wrote this.
The law says, oh, please, dude. He's one of those. Give me, like, you had me at, it was really funny at the beginning and at the end. Like, oh, Jack. Yeah. It is funny how some, like, teenage little stoners, like, what do you mean it's not my puck, bro? I scored the goal, man. Like, that's, you can't take
Do you think, though, that he deserves the puck at all, or no?
Nah, not really, no. Sorry.
I mean, I see it this way where, like, I obviously it eventually belongs in the Hall of Fame and should be there, but, like, I don't see why there's not a period of time where
have it for a year.
Take it for, right. Or, like, let his I remember Jack saying, he's like, I really don't, it's not me. He's like, I'd like to give it to my dad or something. And it's like, if the guy wants to give it to his dad, I don't see any problem with that. And then eventually they're going to give it back anyways, and it'll go in the hall.
You know what I don't like? I don't like how King of the final boss of the Dorks there made a comment, and I picked up on it. I think some others would as well. When he used the word emotion, take the emotion out of it, because Jack Hughes involved his dad, and you wanted to listen. I give a big pass when someone makes a comment that's a little silly when they're passionate. I'm one of those people. I get in trouble all the time, right? If something's a little too direct and my eyes are a little too open and I'm saying it passionately, whoa, that's a little much here. Let Jack Hughes be passionate. We need more passion in the world. We need more of that. He's being romantic with the puck. Let him be, right? You want that. You want to nurture that. You want to massage more of that. So I don't like that comment from the Hockey Hall of Fame. And I'm on his side, right? I'm on his side. I agree with him, but I'm my heart is with the Hughes family on that. But no, you can't have the puck, Jack. 1 year.
I almost think though that there should be. I'm going to just disagree with you. Maybe you might talk me out of it, because here's what I'm foreshadowing: the collectibles market in general is going crazy. So are we going to be in a scenario now, like in Game 7 of the Stanley Cup, if somebody scores a goal, where you're going to have like both teams' equipment managers rushing the ice, half the players from the other team diving for a puck because they know it's worth $1 million?
Yes, let's do it. The new world.
Could there be a fight after the game for that puck? And it's like, do we want that, or should there be sort of a standard kind of like, here's what the chain of custody was, where the player gets to decide what happens to it, that maybe what was resulting in that?
Yeah, I mean, I think the league maybe should, yes, like they take it in. But here's my thing: if you're talking about equipment managers or people, I feel like the organizations are gonna. So there's so many eyes there besides the fans that I gotta think someone is going to see an equipment manager or somebody like trying to snatch that up. And they're going to sniff that out when they get to the back and be like, hey, buddy, I feel like I'm okay with the league taking it in and maybe like authenticating it, putting the stickers on it. Like you said, doing all that, the preservation. But then after that, I think it can be kind of dished out, Yeah.
This conversation, this part of the conversation is going to be I never know, moot. Is it a moot point or a moo point? Like, because cows have moot. With a T, right? Well, I thought because cows are silly, so they don't have an opinion, so it's a moot point. No. I like Tribbiani said it on Friends. I'm like, that makes sense. That totally makes sense. Okay,
Baba Louie, who gets the puck? You decide.
USA Hockey Hall of Fame.
Boom, right
USA
answer.
Hockey Hall of Fame. That's not where the Hockey Hall of Fame is, though.
It is in Evelyn, Minnesota.
That's where the USA Hockey Hall of Fame, but that's not where it should be. Yeah, there's another thing called the world, and it's called international. What? And we have that in Canada.
No, Phil. The United States is the sun, and you all just revolve around us.
Okay, listen.
And we bless you with our sunshine.
The moot point is the puck doesn't matter who needs to run to the puck. I say bring back hooliganism a little bit, even though I wasn't in the UK during that troubled time. Maybe it was a little more serious than I thought. I feel like I would excel in that environment. Anywho, you can put little chips in anything these days, right? How? I don't know. They do it. Just the scientists. You can inject every puck, have a little tracking device. That's not going to be a problem. No one's swapping out a puck. No one's, that's not going to be an issue, really. It'll be fun.
Just make another puck. Just go into the bucket and grab a puck, and here you go, dude.
No, we can't do that. That's not the puck.
Okay. Thanks, Louie. You solved the problem. Phil, you get to your happy place, because we're going there now. We got to ask the question: is it time for the Leafs to fully rebuild? To your glee and merriment, this season has been a disaster for the Toronto Maple Leafs. They will not make the playoffs for the first time since 2015, ending a solid 10-year streak of making the postseason. Of course, they have not won Lord Stanley's Cup since Terry Sawchuk was around on May 2nd, 1967, 59 years ago.
59 years. 5 scores in
Are they
9
going to do
years
something?
ago.
And are they going to put like a patch on their jersey with like the 60 on it next year? 60 years without a cup.
60th
I
anniversary.
don't know.
Oh.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
And-
It's not
Oh,
as
go ahead.
enjoyable in my older age. I'm like, it just feels good inside. I don't need to announce it.
It just feels good inside. Well, and actually, this season is probably going to end up being the biggest year-over-year points decline in franchise history. Of course, Mitch Marner's gone. Captain America has a torn-up knee and is done for the year. Nobody on the team cared to defend him. Craig Berube, with all his stitches on his forehead, is likely on his way out. And there's even more and more questions now swirling around the future of the team. One of those questions, of course, is it time to rebuild, like do a full rebuild and maybe let Austin Matthews go? He's 2 years away from unrestricted free agency, which is important because if he came to them and like they'll probably ask this summer, like, what are your plans? Because the biggest fear a team like the Leafs would have would be losing a guy like him for nothing, like just having him walk in free agency. And if you're going to trade for Austin Matthews, you're going to want a year or two of contract left to convince him to hopefully re-sign with you. So we're kind of getting into that zone or time frame where it does become, I think, at least a real question. But here's the biggest problem, I think, with the Leafs moving Austin Matthews is there's certain teams in sports that can't rebuild. The best that they can do is retool. So I'm thinking of like the Yankees, the Dodgers, Cowboys, Lakers, and probably the Maple Leafs. Like that their fan base would never accept we're gonna trade Nylander, we're gonna trade Austin Matthews and skate around a bunch of rookies for a couple years and finish
Trading
last in
two
the
players.
division.
That's all that word means. Just trading 2 players means one thing. Yeah. It's a rebuild. You don't have to use that word much anymore. In hockey, like the Florida Panthers, barely made the Stanley Cup playoffs 2 years in a row. And look what happened. They won the cup, right? Well, one of those years more. I don't think you got to strip things down, trade your best. Like if the Ottawa Senators trade Brady Tkachuk, are we rebuilding? No. We still have other players, right?
What if they did the AM34 for Brady T straight up? Would that be
No. Don't be silly. Don't be silly. But I do hear a lot of rumors to the Wild, and I think I would love to see that. I think that'd be good for Toronto. Give me new players for me to not like. It would be fantastic for your team. I think that would be great. In rebuilding, I cannot stop saying it. I'm sorry. Whose idea was it? It was not Marner's fault. You don't trade 100+ point player and expect better results. I mean, let's go over it. Michelli? What? He's going to be your new Marner? No, you know that. So you traded one player and you brought 2 or 3 in. What? You got Nicholas Waugh, Michelli, Pizzetta, Joshua, Dakota Joshua. These players are not going to fill in roles of a superstar. Mitch Marner has had superstar seasons. He's not a good player. He was a great player, a superstar. That, to me, was the beginning of the end.
Well, that's where I think that fan base is a joke. Now, there's some good Maple Leafs fans that I get along with, I'm saying, but like the hardcore Maple Leafs fans, I mean, I think their fan base is an absolute joke. And I will have a
Thank you
debate.
for our greatest social media clip ever. Louis, you're on it. He's already editing right now. It'll be up in 3 minutes.
Yeah. Thank you, Troy.
That's fine. No, that's fine. And I don't mind if you guys get clicks and comments. Like I said, I'll have a spirited debate. I've been doing this with Maple Leafs fans since Dion Phaneuf was on the team because I hate Dion Phaneuf, but that's for another day.
Wow. I like this version of Troy.
Yeah, he's angry.
Listen, I try to be the same guy on camera, off camera. You guys know that. But when it comes to the Maple Leafs, I do get passionate. That's why I remember Phil last time when we were talking about, you're like, you haven't brought up the Leafs. I'm like, no, I was saying you were like, you haven't brought up the Leafs at the trade deadline. And I'm like, it's just a dumpster fire. They're going to run all their superstars out of town. Like they ran Mitch Marner out of town because he's getting his car broken into. He's getting death threats. Like, They tried to pick the wrong. I think they picked the wrong personality types to be their leaders. I think that was the downfall. This had nothing to do with skill. Like, leave Matthews. Obviously, it's not even a joke anymore. Obviously, Austin Matthews does not want to lead a team to the promised land. It's not. He just doesn't believe it himself yet. I'm sorry. It's plain as day.
Do you really want to waste the next 10 years of your hockey career pretending to be someone you're not? Stop letting people put you in that role. Go break. If he smartened up, went to a team where he just kept score, he can have 4 seasons with 50 goals plus. He's that good. He is that good. Go do that. Go do that. And don't be the captain. Be an assistant, maybe. I don't. That's what I see. That's what my eye see. I'm not
like an assistant to the regional manager.
Assistant to, yeah, exactly.
I drive a Dodge Stratus.
But that's what I mean. Like I've never had a problem with any of those guys in the core group. It's not even necessarily the Maple Leafs for me. It's the fans. Their fans are just like, no, but seriously.
What happened, Troy? Oh, this is great. I love this.
Troy's
guy.
unhinged. This is amazing.
You know, but like,
go.
I don't necessarily like feel bad for them, but that organization right now.
No amnesty. No amnesty.
That organization is just it's a dumpster fire, man. They look like the Sabres last year. You know,
with no hope. You had some hope.
No hope.
Yeah. You had great roster. Boom. Oh, who's that Kevin Adams guy? Boom. The next day, you guys start talk about and they say culture doesn't make a difference. Yeah, I think your team proved it. No offense. I'm sure Mr. Adams is a great person.
Listen, and like, right, exactly. People, that's fine if people will roast me in the comments. I mean, we've had 15 years of doom and gloom. And am I living in the moment a little bit with the Sabres?
You've had a couple of good months, so go ahead, puff your chest out a little bit.
Well, no. You're allowed, Troy. You're allowed. You're 100% allowed.
Would do it. Guess what? Leafs fans would do it. If Leafs fans were in the same position,
way worse.
They'd be gloating way worse.
They're still a bit delusional. You know, like some COVID folks, still the mask in the car thing. Listen, don't yell at me if they have a good reason. I'm just making a joke. In general, it's odd to do that. There's still Leaf fans who are like, no, we're still going to win. They're delusional, right? And it's not healthy. I mean, it's sad, but it's they still feel like they're going to get it, you know?
Yeah. Not to switch sports, but have you ever met a New York Jets fan? They're basically Leafs fans. Every year. We're going to the Super Bowl. I know you're not. You're not even close.
Testaverde's going to have a great playoffs. You're like, what decade are we in?
So I feel bad for guys like Austin Matthews and that. I like Austin Matthews. I want him to win a cup. I loved Marner. I felt bad for these guys that just I understand that you're almost 60 years without a cup and it's frustrating. We've never won a cup. It's incredibly frustrating. But I would say we rally around our players. You know what I mean? Like, but if you're a Leafs fan, you just totally tear down your team and you make threats against them in that.
I can tell Buffalo gets a lot of Ontario media from this conversation, eh?
Absolutely.
Yes. Sometimes I have to remind the boys that the center of my universe is the Toronto Maple Leafs. Yeah. You know, I know you know that, Josh, but you don't feel it. You're not smothered in it, right? My whole life, I've been smothered by it. It's no amnesty. No amnesty.
You'd be impressed, Phil. We get on cable here. We get CBC and CTV. I grew up with that on my TV channel.
Are you like, what is on my box here? What's going on?
Hockey Night in Canada. So, I mean, I want to see Matthews actually go to somewhere where he's going to be respected, treated, and he's going to win a cup.
You can get a haul for him. I don't know what his contract is, but you can get a big haul for him.
It's going to take a lot.
Let the young man move on. If he comes out this summer and he's like, no, I'm dedicated to Toronto. I want to see this through. Oh, it'll break my heart. Well, no, I won't care that much, but I don't think that's the right play. Hey, prove me wrong. Yeah. Austin, go win a cup, man. Go lead. If I'm told, I'm just going by the eye test of the last 10 years, and he has owned my hockey team. So I have every reason not to truly not like him, and I kind of don't. I would wish. I only don't like
Austin Matthews seem like a Miami guy. Like you said, what city was this guy going to live in? I think he's going to end up on Florida eventually.
Exactly. Who cares? Yeah. Who cares? I'm just trolling him. He's an easy target for me to make fun of. That's why that goes that way, right? It's easy. Yeah.
And it's in last note though, but I agree too. Like it's despicable. And once again, the Sabres parallel. I remember Tage getting hit last year. And no one was to be found to defend the guy. The fact that your superstar
That's such a good point. Yes,
gets kneed.
That's a good point.
and
You're
no
Detroit,
one's
you're
doing
Buffalo.
anything about
Come on, dude. You're asking. You know the reason. No, but it's true. You're a small market team.
Yeah.
You're a small market team. You're generally a blue collar city and surrounding. No one cares. I'm sorry. No one. It's just like I don't know. I'm not going to give an Ottawa example. We're a medium market team, I guess, but that's why, man. That's why.
And this might be me backpedaling, but like I don't know if you guys feel this way, but when teams like the Leafs are good, it's better for the league. When you have these big market original six teams, when they're good, they're better for the league. So
you get it. It sucks, but it's
I 100% get it. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just, I don't know. I don't know.
Okay. We got to move on to number 5 and talk a little Brent Burns, major milestone. So last Monday, the Colorado Avalanche defenseman Burns scored his 271st career goal. Congratulations, Brent. That moved him into 7th place all time for goals by a defenseman, passing
That's crazy. That's
Bobby
crazy.
Orr.
Ah,
Which obviously now means that Brent Burns is better than Bobby Orr.
that does not mean that.
I think it does.
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. I'm just kidding. Not without controversy, though. Brent Burns started his career at the Wild playing some wing, and so he does have a few goals at that position. But the NHL stats department, being as thorough as we'd expect, made a ruling and released a statement saying, given the irregularity of his time in forward defense throughout parts of his career, we do treat Burns solely as a defenseman. The only games that show Burns as a forward in the data are his games in 2013-14, regular season and playoffs with the Sharks. Burns, amazingly, was a rookie in 2003-04. He's in his 22nd NHL season, has played 1,565 games, produced 271 goals, and 939 points. For games played, he's 6th all-time for a defenseman and 14th most games played overall in NHL history. His 939 points is 11th most by a defenseman, and he's also a 2-time first All-Star team selection, 1-time second All-Star team selection, and did win the Norris Trophy in 2017. Here's my big Brent Burns question. Is he a Hall of Famer, or do his stats just reflect a long time playing in the league? What do we
Yes to both is my answer.
Yeah. He rides the fine line, but I mean, I feel like if we look at other sports and what their criteria is to get people in the Hall of Fame, there's been some very questionable ones. Like on that, are you the Hall of Very Good, or are you the Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
And I think I'm glad you
He's
brought
kind
that
of the
up
Hall of
next.
Very Good, though.
Okay, Phil Housley. Yeah. Okay, Phil Housley. Relax. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He's my number one pick. He's my number one pick to get.
How dare you besmirch the pride of St. Paul?
I love Brent Burns. I think he's just a great, great player, great character in the league, personality. But I think you made the point, Josh, where it's like he's had 1,500 plus games in the NHL. So, it's longevity at that point, maybe, that he's passed.
Which is something in of itself. To be able to play 1,500 games is
sure.
pretty
to stay
Nicholas,
healthy like that.
He's in
And
Nicholas
he's been on what
Lidstrom.
now? He's been on what? Carolina, Minnesota, Sharks. I know he's now on Colorado.
Oh yeah, Carolina.
San Jose for a long time. Yeah.
So
And I'm going to be really honest here, boys. I basically did this because I knew it gave us an excuse to show his Young Guns, which is, I think, one of the funniest Young Guns of all times, especially given what he looks like today, where he's got the frosted tips. He's a 2003-04 Young Guns PSA 10 pop, just 33, 15% gem rate, less for $507 on January 6th. So
I was saying earlier, he's in like Chris Chelios, Nicholas Lidstrom territory for games played. Those are two no-brainer Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
That's how I see that. Bobby Orr didn't even play 700 games. I'm sorry. Of course, he's the greatest defenseman of all time. I mean, I don't know. Ask me on a different day. Maybe I'd say he's top 3. But
okay. Well, we had to build Phil up by giving him the glee of the Maple Leafs, and now, well, Phil, how have you been managing the big ticketing controversy at Canadian Tire Center, home of your Ottawa Senators, this past week? Been kind of rough for you?
Don't even know what you're talking about. You're gonna have to let me know.
Your team is you guys are so addicted to drama, and it's the biggest soap opera ever in professional sports.
He lights fires, and he makes me want to, and he gives me a can of gasoline to put it out. Here you go, Phil. I don't even know what you're talking about. Go, yeah, there's always a problem here. Yes,
well, I saw a headline, and I was actually I thought about checking on you before we did the story, but here's the headline. How the Senators are cracking down on rival fans invading home games this season.
Oh, so that's always been, that's not a new thing. Maybe it's just a hot topic. Something must have happened, right? That's been a topic. Yeah. They can't handle it. They're the big bad people are sitting beside me with a different jersey. I don't like it. It's like, well, scream louder. Anyway.
So apparently for some home games for the Sens these past couple of years have felt like away games for your team, and you're mad as hell and you're not going to take it anymore. I'm going to read just the first paragraph from the article in The Athletic about this because I think it's pretty great. So, Dateline Ottawa. A sea of fans in red jerseys stood up and decided it was time to do the wave. It was partway through the third period of a close Wednesday night game between the Montreal Canadiens and the Ottawa Senators at the Canadian Tire Center. Fans typically do this when their team is winning. Except none of those fans who dominated the building wore the Senators black and red. They were in blue, blanc, rouge. Unfortunately for Sens fans, this is what life at home is like when rival teams such as the Canadiens come to play. This season especially has been noticeable with pro-Canadiens crowds in the Senators' last two home games against Montreal. Senators team president Cyril Leader walked around the arena's concourse amongst fans last week when the Canadiens were in town, and a pair of Sens fans stopped Leader and told him, "There's way too many Habs fans here." And he said, "It drives us all crazy." When the Habs, or when the "Go Habs Go" chant happened, I made a beeline out of the suite. So apparently your team is so worried about this problem, Phil, that they're offering season ticket holders free tickets to upcoming games on the condition that they don't sell any of their tickets.
Yeah, it's reselling the season's tickets is big business over here. Yeah, I got a couple buddies that if you do it the right way, you can go to the good games and make some money, and it's a good hustle. Yeah.
Well, and as part of like this promo, they're going to offer tickets to the Penguins for a chance to see who Troy's representing, Sidney Crosby, play. And I have another quote from Peter Shire, who's the VP of marketing for the Sens.
And he really says, driving it home, eh?
When it doesn't feel like a home game in your own rink, that's not good. This is the team.
You're laughing at my life.
41 of those. You don't want to give them away. I have a little bit more. Don't worry. It's not the first time the Senators have tried to keep rival fans out of the Canadian Tire Center. Last spring, a letter was sent to season ticket holders.
I tell you, there's letters, emails, and letters. They wave fingers. Oh my. Okay,
from transferring tickets to rival fans ahead of their first round series against the Maple Leafs. The Senators also turned off their ability to dress.
You're laughing at my life. I confide in you how I'm physically ill on some days I have, like a regular Tuesday afternoon, and you're laughing at me. And you want me to move to Minnesota from one to another? It's a lateral move, bro. That's a lateral move.
Listen. Here's the Wild. Our season's already come to fruition. We won whatever the Stanley Cup is for December. We won it, and now we suck again, headed into the playoffs.
You think if I move to Minnesota, you think I turn into a Wild fan?
Of course.
Are you delusional? You think that's where my loyalty?
Oh, but stop it! I am not done, because even Sens players are chiming in. Star defenseman and Phil's Jakey Poo Sanderson had this to say about the situation. We're used to it. Playing an away game at home.
Oh my God!
It happens quite often, so it is what it is.
See, resiliency. If you can't I don't like it. I hate it. Listen, I'm gonna just say it. I'm hot right now. When I used to have seasons tickets in my 20s. I'd bring my friends and I would bring a Sharpie. If you wore an opposing team's jersey, it's cowardly. I'm sorry, but we would accidentally bump into you and we would dust up your jersey. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm an Ottawa Senators high testosterone mid-20s kid. What do you want me to do? Yeah, that's a lot better than the fisticuffs, right? So I'm just saying, we need to take our city by the reins and take it back. We need to start getting louder, start trolling these people. No violence, no anger, no violence, just passion and enthusiasm. It would work. Not emails, sternly written emails. Now we're dipping into the money fund. My organization's gonna lose money, which is gonna affect hiring another player, trading for one, whatever, signing one. And we need an ambassador to rally the troops. Sends army. What kind of an army is this? Right? That's our big thing. That's our culture. Sends army. Yeah. Got it. Real good.
I have one more thing to add to this, and
can we
Troy,
move
this
on,
is where
please?
Phil's probably right. Where I'm about to send him into orbit. I think.
Yeah, you're twisting the knife.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I just have one more thing, and then
It's fine. Listen, I can handle it. It's fine.
So the team has met with season ticket holders to try to get to the bottom of why so many are selling their tickets for big rivalry games, especially against the Habs and Leafs. One fan told the organization she'd rather sell her Sens Leafs tickets for personal safety, citing its uncomfortable atmosphere at a game overtaken by Leaf fans. Basically, it's too scary.
I choose not to comment on that. I think that's my 44 years of wisdom. I need to remove myself from the situation. It won't end well. So I don't have much else to say, man.
Okay. It's just it just seems like, and I probably would have never noticed, but because I love and care about you, and now I'm invested into the Senators, it never stops. The drama never is something every day.
It's every time players don't want to come here, or that's the rumor. Now it's a hard rumor to ignore. It's like, yeah, I get it. Like, imagine being an NHL player. You go to put out your garbage. You go to put out 4 bags of garbage on garbage day, and they leave one. They leave one. And you're a professional hockey player. Aren't you confused? I don't know what one has to do with the other. It's just, it bothers me, so I'm using it. I told you we should move on, man.
Be gentle, Louis. You got something to say?
Hey, Louis.
Yeah, well, I talked to Phil about this yesterday, but some of it would go away if they would never wear those jerseys they wore last night. Or 2 days ago.
Yeah, it's an eyesore. Yeah, there's somebody's family member is working at the organization, clearly. Yeah, that's yeah. My wife's a designer. Like, oh boy.
Gotta go.
We'll move on. We have one last topic in the Weekly 7. And out of the owners' meetings last week, some early information came out about the 2028 World Cup of Hockey, which will be the next best-on-best opportunity.
Oh, yeah.
2027 will be a little bit of a letdown again as we go back to, I think, the All-Star game format. Hopefully they do find a way to... no league has ever been able to make an All-Star game good, so I'm not holding my hope out there. But there is... I think I'm getting excited, though, again, for the World Cup coming back in 2028. There has not been a World Cup since 2016, and there's been 8 total best-on-best tournaments outside of the Olympics going back to the Canada Cup in 1976.
Should have stayed that.
What?
Should have never changed. Should have been the Canada Cup. We should have never changed it.
I'd be okay with that.
Thank you.
Some early details for 2028 are the tournament will feature 8 teams, expanded from the 4 in 4 nations. We don't know yet exactly who the teams will be. It's presumed, though, that USA, Canada, Sweden, and Finland are locks. I think that's a safe bet. Mm-hmm. And the other candidates, as of right now, appear to be the Czechs, Slovaks, Germany, Switzerland, and Russia. I don't know if you guys have seen, but Bettman has hinted as of late that there is a possibility for Russia to play in 2028. There will be, this is kind of interesting. I like how they're doing this. There's going to be 2 4-team groups, and preliminaries will be played in Prague and in Alberta. So on both different sides of the world. It'll be a global event, truly.
Prague, how amazing! Imagine go to Prague for a meal and a hockey game. Oh, and the architecture alone, the history lessons you could learn just there. Oh, that'd be
many people think it's the most beautiful city in the world.
Dude, that and Istanbul, which I like to call Constantinople, but we won't go there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then 3 of the 4 teams from the preliminaries will make the elimination round. So actually 1 of the 4 teams won't make the tournament portion of the event. And then I guess most importantly, the tournament will be held in February again, just like 4 Nations and Olympics. I love these best on best tournaments. I like the format. I like that they're expanding it. And you know, I thought too, as much as I won't look forward to not having it next year, I am kind of happy they're not doing it every year. I think if they did a Four Nations or World Cup every year, it would lose a little bit of its luster. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I totally agree with that. You know, I would love to see, and based on what you're saying here, probably not, but goddamn, would I love a Team North America again, though, like they did in the last
Oh,
World
you
Cup?
like that? Yeah, you're big. That was crazy,
dude,
eh? Team Euro,
yeah.
Team North America. Yeah, why not? Let's go.
My God, it was like
And do like a
Eichel.
7-game series or something like that? Would you prefer?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Good
7
uniforms.
games.
If you don't have good unis, I don't want to see it. I don't want to
Well,
see
they could
it.
get Bieber to make the uniforms again, Phil.
Don't listen. You take Bieber.
Oh.
Take him.
Yeah,
We don't want him.
I forgot about that. It looked like Kraft mac and cheese. It looked like something 90s, like Nickelodeon 90s.
It was Mickey Mouse. It was very. Anyway, let's not lose focus of a great idea, Troy. That was great.
No. I would love to see, but like, you know, that last time, it was McDavid, Eichel, McKinnon, just to name a few of the top. I mean, Larkin, I think too. That was unbelievable to watch, and they were just creating some great hockey to watch.
Larkin.
What? Oh, because I said
No,
Larkin.
he should be on the team, but we don't have to say his name 10 times. I mean, I heard it the first. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
apologies. I didn't realize I said it the first time. You got to realize sometimes I don't
Larkin.
know what I'm saying.
Dylan Larkin, Red Wings, great. Dylan Larkin.
Captain.
Thank
Dylan
you.
Larkin.
Thank you, Louis. Now, Josh, you're saying just like so because I saw they had Pasta and McDavid make the announcements. So Pasta. So just the prelims are being played in Prague and Alberta, or is that where is there going to be another host city for the tournament itself?
Don't know.
Oh, stumped. He's stumped.
The Schwab
Google
over
it.
here.
I hope the tournament part is in North America, selfishly,
Yeah.
so that we don't have 5
hope it's in
a.m. gold medal
Minnesota.
game again.
Yeah, because you guys did real good for the World Juniors, eh? Let's host another international tournament in Minnesota.
How dare you?
Who's hitting the shots fired button? There's no shots fired button on that one.
Someone wasn't ready.
There it is.
I was too busy
there you
being
go.
emotionally hurt by that. I mean,
that was
that
pretty
cut deep.
kind,
That cut
Josh.
deep.
That was. Oh, please, you guys bend me over every episode. I have to fight so hard all the time. Even our guests are American. No offense, Troy.
I was like,
Well,
what am I
Troy
catching
was
this
part
for?
Canadian until he said it right. He said Kraft macaroni and cheese instead of Kraft diner or whatever.
Well,
you
I'm
guys
not going to
it.
call them out. I'm going to pick and choose what Americans I'm calling out for being American for.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm based. I mean, listen, I think I have more Canadian tendencies sometimes than I do American tendencies.
I don't like half measures. I don't like people that play both sides, though, Troy. If it came down to it, listen, a side note, I really like the movie Civil War. Alex Garland, I don't know why no one liked it. I thought it was a great movie. I loved it. Just want to throw that out.
Definitely thought you meant Captain America Civil War. That's
Okay,
exactly
sorry,
what
yeah,
mine
no.
was.
Adult
Okay.
time, but I like Captain America too, the first one. Yeah.
All right.
Phil, it was not my choice to be born in the States, okay? So you'll have to have a chat with my parents. That's what I got to say about that.
Dude, I
but-
love America. I'd be proud you're born there. That's good. I'd be proud. Not as proud as Josh. Close, but not that much.
Yeah, I can kind of reel it in sometimes. I know, yeah. But what I was gonna say is, yeah, I agree with you too. That I don't think it as fun as it would be to have these type of tournaments every year. I don't think we need them every year. That way, you have something to look forward to. This,
having
but-
something to look forward to. I love to plan vacations a year in advance. Not the details, but just to say, hey, next year let's go to somewhere. With my wife and I, because I think that it gives you something to. I think having something positive to look forward to is a good thing.
And I think since we are the Hockey Cards Gongshow, I've been on here so many times. I forget.
Careful, Josh gets upset.
I know that's
I
why I
didn't
want
get-
to say it properly. The
Dude.
Hockey Cards Gongshow.
My autocorrect put Gongshow as one word, but capitalized the S. I don't know. Sometimes it does it. I correct it. It depends of whatever's going on, right?
Shame.
So Josh right away is like, why is the S capitalized? I'm like, Jesus.
I think that was
I'm
Louis
like, I don't
actually,
know.
but because Louis got my back. Louis got my back.
If I'm looking ahead here though too, would love to see a set. Would love to see
Yeah.
if we could get a set of this eventually, like a World Cup of Hockey hobby set.
If
Well,
the
Upper Deck
uniforms are good.
has the Team USA license now,
Right.
And so this won't be fall into the old weird fanatics having the Olympics license. They already have Team Canada because we have program of excellence.
That's right.
We got to have that.
Well, when you invent excellence in a sport, it's easy to have a program.
Oh no,
about
I'm just butthurt we don't have program of mediocrity cards to go along with it.
No, that's everybody.
Yeah.
Let's celebrate being mediocre. Oh God, I'm in the lower tier with that statement.
All right, good
I'll
job.
go to my
you guys.
basement. See ya.
Good job by you. Slab Sharks is a Gong Show partner sponsor. Thankful for their support of our show. The current Slab Sharks weekly eBay auction is live. Ends this upcoming Thursday night. Another huge auction. More than 6,000 sports cards available to bid on. Some really big ones too. We got a Bedard Exquisite RPA. I think a nice 3-color patch. A Jack Hughes 2023 Cup Shield Auto 101. And the biggest card in the auction is my Macklin Celebrini Clear Cut Auto. Why is it the biggest? Because Daddy needs to get paid.
There's some gold outbursts in there that rival Josh's, but they don't beat it. Josh's card is the best card in the whole thing.
Pretty sure it's the best card in all the hockey hobby. It's a grail. And
are you sending a card in every week now?
Well, this is the one I hit at the Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament one. The reel that I did.
Nice.
Okay. Head to slabsharks.com. Mark your favorites. Get your bids in. If you're not selling on Slab Sharks, you must not like things to be easy, or you must be adverse to your cards seeing the most potential bidders, because that's exactly what you get with Slab Sharks. They make the process simple by doing all the work. We are actually, me and Bob Louie went to our local card shop here to pick up a submission from their owner who's going to try out the auction, and he was floored how easy it was. You just print out a form, right? Like 7. If you have 7 cards to sign it, and you're done. You box them up, send them in. Slab Sharks does everything after that. Plus, it's the biggest weekly hockey auction there is, so you'll get the opportunity for a lot of collectors to see your cards. And if you're an American collector, what we, as in the Gong Show, us bros, have partnered with Slab Sharks to be their official U.S. submission center, meaning you just send your cards to us, and we get them to the auction for you. There's no worry or hassle with international shipping. Also, we're working on a number of improvements. We like to make things better. For U.S. consigners, we're going to announce very soon that we think will help get cards to auction faster. So we're excited about that. And for complete consignment information, including payout rates, to get the process started today, head to slabsharks.com. Hobby news!
Troy, say it.
Hobby news!
Oh, wow. Like it. Phil unplugged his microphone. Can't take him anywhere. Seriously?
Hobby news.
Thank you, Bobby Louie. What a disaster.
No, for the listeners at home, they can't see that Phil is miming hobby news. That's what he's doing.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hi, welcome to the show.
He's signing hobby news.
Troy, you overtalked me. Hobby news.
Okay. I love how you get so excited that you knock your microphone out. It's the passion in you.
It hooked on my captain toe. I don't have any socks on, so the wire. Yeah.
Okay. Were you guys familiar with Jim Irsay, the former owner of the Indianapolis Colts, who unfortunately passed away? Was a massive memorabilia collector. And I actually got sucked into this last week because Christie's auctioned off, I think, the majority of his collectibles in crazy items. Not a lot of sports stuff. Tons of must have been a big music guy. He had Ringo Starr's drum kit, like original from the Beatles. Handwritten lyrics for Hey Jude by Paul McCartney. Tons of
and John Lennon. They both wrote it.
I think for Paul's part.
Josh.
It's for about his. No, we can't move on. It was for his John Lennon's son, so obviously he had something to do. He was going through Julian. It was written for him Lennon. Because of the divorce.
The parents' divorce. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thought it was Hey Dude.
No, it's Hey Jude.
That's where they got the shoes from.
Josh, is this?
That was another Baba Louie hobby hot take.
Epic soundboard. Is this the one too where somebody bought Jerry Garcia's guitar too? I think that was another part of it.
Tons of George Harrison, Jimi Hendrix, Garcia. Yeah, It was obviously a very wealthy guy and a crazy collection. On the sports side, some really like Secretariat's saddle from when he won the Triple Crown, Jackie Robinson game-used bat, Muhammad Ali fight robes that he wore in bouts, and a game-used Wayne Gretzky Oilers jersey. One that's been photo matched to the jersey that Wayne wore the night he scored his 500th NHL goal on November 22nd, 1986, and also wore, it's crazy like how few jerseys these guys had, which is kind of a hockey card problem. He also wore it in Game 7 of the 1987 Stanley Cup Finals, where the Oilers defeated the Philadelphia Flyers to win their third Stanley Cup in 4 seasons on May 31st, 1987.
And it's photo matched.
Wow.
Yeah.
Of course. That's what
incredible.
what did it sell for? Yeah.
Well, we'll take a guess. What do you guys think?
Oh boy. 10 million? No, more than that. If I had more than 10 million, I'd pay more than 10 million.
I mean, it had to be $1 million plus, right? It had to be a sale.
Oh, of course.
Like,
okay,
easily.
I think it hit 10. I think it hit 10. I know that's aggressive, but I mean that's
that's
incredible.
I'd say somewhere between 1 to 2 million is what I would say.
No, way more than that.
Well, Phil was the least close. It's over $952,500 US.
What?
That's criminal. That might be criminal.
I love how you presented the final answer, but either way,
I just said the first thing that came to my mind. I'm sorry.
yeah. Okay, no, it's fair. I mean, that's good. I'm proud of you for it. I don't understand. Well, I guess I just overpaid. Well, you wonder why I have that reputation, I guess.
It doesn't. Even prices like this, though, $1 million for a jersey, it does kind of make you understand why we are probably not super likely to see more Oilers limited logos cards for Gretzky in the future. Because if you think if Upper Deck had, like, let's say Upper Deck bought that for $1 million.
Oh.
And what did we hear estimates at one point years ago? Billy said that they might get between just like jersey swatches and all the way up to the best part of the patch, they get maybe 300 cards out of a jersey. So let's think about this. So let's say Wayne, I was going to say you can't cut up a jersey like this for Wayne Gretzky, but it's Wayne Gretzky, perfect player to use for this example. So you're the general manager of the Hockey Hall of Fame. After you're done suing Upper Deck, because that's basically your job now. You just want to sue Upper Deck when you work there. But after that, your other job is you have all of Wayne Gretzky's accomplishments and most of the jerseys that he did them in. Do you really need 50 of them? No. Do you need 25 of them? I'd probably say no to that too. What would be 10?
10.
With 10 untouched, preserved, glass cased, that still seems a lot of praise and worship to an idol, which he is. But I know I'm getting biblical here, but that would still be a lot. 10 preserved, untouchable jerseys of Wayne Gretzky's greatest accomplishments. We can decide later what those would be, but he's a perfect player. That still seems like a lot. So maybe we can cut this jersey up. Maybe we can share it with a lot of people in our home.
10 doesn't feel like a lot to me, though. But I get your point.
Well, whatever your personal number is, right? Maybe someone's like 50, put 100. 100 should be cased in steel. Sure, cool. But then we can definitely cut up the 101st.
Well,
right?
I think about it like, what do we love as sports fans? We love top 10 lists. So I think 10 is fine because you could probably create a top 10 list of, like you said, Phil, his accomplishments. And just keep the jerseys.
There is a number.
Those.
I think there is a number. There's an organizational number that you can have a closet on Bobby Orr, Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, like the what for golf. What these are his pants. These are his khakis, double pleated, signed. Do I have 100,000?
See, so
how many? If you guys had to like guess, like to win a raffle or something like that, and it was how many intact game used Oilers jerseys remain for Wayne Gretzky, what would your guess be?
I
have no idea either.
I
would throw out like
that's
25. Tough. Is that?
In general, I don't pay attention to the jersey game, memorabilia game much anymore because that's one of the easiest. I'm saying hustle, not in a bad way. I'm saying it's a hustle, entrepreneur's hustle. And that's the easiest hustle to get into is signed jerseys. Well, and I generally stay as far away as possible with them for a variety of reasons.
In Gretzky's case, at what point in his career, if at all, did they start giving the players like multiple jerseys?
I don't think. I think for most of his, if not all of his career with the Oilers, and I'm going off of memory, somebody will probably chime in on the comments or chat. that like the players got like in the early 80s, maybe 2-3 jerseys a year. Like even this one said like it was used for the whole season.
Right. It's just like anywhere else, right? Any one of our jobs. Listen, you start your job with 2 uniforms, you get 1 credit a year if you rip it, but anything else, it comes off.
They weren't seen as valuable or collectible, right? It was a pure expense. No. So it's like, you got a little tear, we'll sew it up and move on. Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, do we? Like, I probably a rhetorical question, but do we know? When he was on the Kings, did he get more Kings jerseys?
I'm sure, because then you're into the mid to late 90s.
Right, Josh, rhetorical means he didn't want an answer. That's what that means. So he didn't want you to answer the question. Oh, come on, Troy. You said it. You're like, this might be rhetorical, blah, blah, blah. Oh, you ruined it. Fine, I'll be the smart one for the moment. There we go.
It makes me thinking not to knock it because it's actually a really cool card, but we featured it on our Slab Shark show in last Thursday's auction. There was a President's Choice 101 game used with a jumbo King, maybe one of the nicest Kings patches I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And it sold for $2,200 US. If that's in a cup card, it's a $40,000 card. Like, guaranteed.
Upper Deck should buy the President's Choice cards and that can be their own personal in-house repack.
Brian Price is, I think he, like, in a genius move, probably. I think he bought like crap tons of memorabilia. Like he has like George Vezina pads, and
I don't know how. I mean, listen. Okay, let's add up all the prices of a random jersey and accumulate them. Maybe he made some money, but I probably would have kept. I think he would have made a lot more if he just kept them over time, not cut them up, and put them in cards that are still controversial. Like them or hate them, people talk about them. They're controversial, right? They're non-licensed cards. It's not a bad thing. What I'm saying.
But if you think too, though, like how this will have, you'd have to think that to some degree that the future of hockey cards is going to have to change a little bit. And stick with me for a second on this one, because so we're 20 years into the Cup, and so for the first 20 years, Upper Deck had the advantage of going back and finding all the Mike Bossy game used jersey pieces that they have, or Gordie Howe or Wayne Gretzky, and all the iconic players, and I would assume to a large degree, like that availability is greatly depleted at this point. And 20 years from now, will there be these great, and will a Nathan McKinnon limited logos in 2045 carry the weight that a Gordie Howe did because of the scarcity of the jerseys, when at this point, I think about every period they're getting a new jersey?
I feel like there's a lot of people who don't necessarily think as in depth as we are right now, meaning like they're more just looking at the fact, is it game used or is it not game used?
We're known as deep thinkers here. Yeah.
Deep thinkers and deep stinkers.
Oh, damn it. I was going to say deep stinkers. God, you beat me. So here's something I want to pose to you guys that I think is just very interesting. Now, obviously, this is just kind of the way I like to collect. I'm weird like this. But
you're weird. Yeah,
I am weird. Gretzky St. Louis Blues jerseys.
Oh, nobody cares. Who cares?
But see, to me, that's the thing is like,
I can't stand the Gretzky turtleneck era, Troy. I can't stand the turtleneck era.
Oh, see, I love those specific Blues jerseys. I love the design of that because I love ugly 90s stuff. I think those ones are beautiful personally.
But there's nothing tying him. How many pictures in social media, pop culture, is there of Gretzky in a Blues unit? I think media stays away from him.
He only played there like 30 games or something, right?
And nobody cares. Like when he coached the Coyotes, you know how many people are like, wait, he did what? I'm like, yeah, Wayne Gretzky coached the team.
Here's my thing. I just think it would be very interesting, and I'd be interested to see how scarce that is. Very scarce, because I know he was a deadline guy, and he only played there part of the regular season and then into the couple rounds of the playoffs. But imagine the patches that would make, though, too. Those would look for some awesome patches. And I just think it'd be like, hey, for the first time ever, we're bringing you a limited logos, like something that's even like a short run. Limited logos are out of 50. I think it would be interesting. That's just me. I don't know. Many people probably wouldn't care, but
look, Gretzky played for the Rangers for 3 years. No one. I mean, and it depends on the card. It's a case specific, case by case. if he didn't even finish the season in St. Louis, there's no cultural relevance of Wayne Gretzky in a St. Louis uni. People want to forget that part of history. It's like, oh yeah, Daniel Halfordson played for the Red Wings. No, he didn't. Oh yeah, he did. No, he didn't. I don't care what you say.
Didn't Grant just pay like $400,000 for Gretzky's like Ranger shield? I mean, so anything Gretzky that's game used will always have
except St. Louis. That's the whole point. That's what I'm saying.
I just think it would be different. Like if you wanna make a splash, but to your point, Phil, people are gonna be like, he played for St. Louis. Well, this is a perfect way to educate people that yes, albeit not a big deal really in the grand scheme of things of his career, it's kind of just like an interesting niche. Like, hey, did you know? And here's a way we can present it.
Very good point. There's so many pros and there's so many cons. I'm just spitting out all the cons, and I'm being defiant to you. That's all.
That's why we do. Yeah, but that's why we do this, though. That's why I love it.
Yeah, I know it's fun.
One more quick hobby news thing. I think we've all seen the stories of the big Aaron Judge sales and the Shohei Ohtani and the dual logo man. And there's been the $16 million Pokemon sale. It got me thinking back again to the last $1 million plus hockey card sale, which was this 1979 Topps rookie PSA 10. This one for $1.2 million on August 22nd, 2022. That's more than 3.5 years ago at this point. You guys want to guess how many public $1 million plus trading card sales have occurred since this Wayne Gretzky sold?
4.
Oh, God. I don't know. Maybe like 15, 20?
75.
What?
Cards have sold for more than $1 million since this Wayne Gretzky sale. And
I was off by 71. Holy crap.
Yeah. Now, there's kind of a little bit of a hockey adjacent thing just because somebody's going to chime in. There was the case of 1979 O-Pee-Chee that sold for $2.5 million in December of 2024. But I'm talking more individual card sales. And of course, so the rest of the sales, the 75 cents are made up by baseball, basketball, football, Pokemon, Magic cards. And so it's been a long time, 3.5 years since we've had a hockey card sell for more than $1 million. Now, we know that there may have been some private sales that have, I would guess, maybe 60-40. There probably has. But here's my question that I wanted to pose to you guys. Aside from another Gretzky rookie PSA 10, how many hockey cards do you think in the foreseeable future, in the next year or two, could you see selling for more than $1 million? Like if we had to play, just agreed to place a $1,000 bet today that we're going to pick the player or card that's going to be the next, not Wayne Gretzky rookie $1 million hockey card sale, what would it be?
I have a good answer. I don't have a specific answer. Sorry, Trey. I'm excited to say it.
No, go for it. Go for it.
I think in the next year, there will be more, whatever the number is, there will be more $1 million plus deals. I'm going to modify it as usual. In the next 2 years, there's going to be more stay with me. There's going to be more sales quantity per unit of over $1 million than all hockey sales before. That's my big shot.
Wow.
That's how fast things are changing.
Yeah.
We're young to be in our 40s, but we're old. Our generation and the generation below us has never had a bigger gap, I'd say, in modern history. There's the big gap between us and our kids, way more than our parents and us, culturally. So, and money and hobbies and collectibles is flying. And it's not, when is this run going to be over? I don't think it's kind of stopped since 2019, 2020. So this just might be a new norm, you know? So it's a bold statement, but I like it.
I like it. Good job. If we don't pick the card, let's pick the player. Troy, who do you think the first non-Gretzky hockey player for a card to sell for more than $1 million? Who will it be?
I think it's Macklin Celebrini.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know if that's a cop out or an easy answer, but immediately when you pose the question, my thought is once his 1-of-1 cup shield gets redeemed and it's actually like, in someone's hands, and if they decide to sell it, because we all know it was a redemption.
Yeah.
I believe it was sold for less than $1 million.
It was right, but it was sold as a redemption, correct? Fair. And that was what before this. And
Good.
it was sold before the boom of him being in the Olympics and everything, if I'm not mistaken as well, right?
Yeah.
Because Cup came out in December. I think it was December.
Yeah, you work for you should know the answer to that.
Yes,
You're
I
the
should.
final boss of checklist boys. You should be, eh?
I should. So I think with the trajectory, like you said, Phil, it's insane to me how fast things have changed in the hockey hobby, and it's still going. And like you said, I don't think it's going to stop. I think once that Celebrini Shield is redeemed, and I'm assuming, I don't know if you guys talked about this on the pod before, but the reason that it was probably a redemption is I'm assuming they want to get a game used shield in there.
It's not game used.
It's not.
No, they just didn't want it. There was a reason why it was a redemption, but it's not because I think when the redemption was pulled, that rightfully so, because that's the most logical reason.
Yeah.
That the owner of the redemption was trying to value it as if it's game used, and it was confirmed that it's not game used.
Okay. I still think once you see a physical picture of that one, like when we actually like get the physical picture, and obviously as he just continues his trajectory, I think that becomes the next $1 million card in hockey.
I don't think it matters on the player. It can just keep, like, it could as easily be Schaefer. All it takes is someone very, very successful financially. I mean, this happened with Celebrini. His biggest collector is a true San Jose Sharks fan,
right,
and a big fan of Macklin Celebrini. This is not for reselling purposes. And he's going ham. All it takes is a handful more, and away we go, man. You know, I want that. I would love that. I would love some rich guy to be, I love Brady Tkachuk. Yeah, dude, we can work something out. I only want to keep a few. I just want to keep, I've thought about this. If I can keep them on both hands, count on both hands, I'd be fine with that, a strong collection like that. There's always a deal to, change my life.
You can count to 10?
Sometime 14 is my favorite number, Josh. I gave up after that, though. Yeah, that's good.
I think it'll be interesting in the next year or two here. I know you're talking about Schaefer, obviously, with the Cup, but I guess I'm skipping ahead and looking forward is depending on where McKenna gets drafted, and if McKenna ends up being what he's supposed to be, I think, that very well could be it too. Maybe his gold outburst young guns, or, his future watch, one of one.
What about if, like, I think one of the challenges to big sales in hockey, we know, is that a lot of the most iconic cards get buried deep into collections of people that aren't flippers and don't want to sell.
Yeah.
And so I think it's a very logical thing to speculate on a Macklin Celebrini, but what if, like, one of the big Crosby rookie shields came to auction? Do you think that could do $1 million?
I think it's tough with players like Ovechkin and Crosby, only because they've been around so long that I feel like maybe until the Hall of Fame, I don't know if they're going to get another huge boost in their value.
It's a new man's game. A new man's game in the hobby. It's hard to just separate our hobby a little bit.
Yeah.
It's not new. It's not flashy. Look at Tim Stützle. He's almost a superstar. My guy is almost a superstar. His cards are going up a little bit. They'll never go back up to what they were. Yeah, I mean, he'd have to stand on his head, win 3 cups. Germany would have to win gold or finals or something. Sure, then there's always outliers to the statement. He is going to be hopefully a superstar in this league, and his cards won't go up that much more. They'll never be what they used to be. You need a new thing. It's just the way it is. And then that market, like Celebrini's market's probably going to stay there if a couple of other guys with big wallets want big cards. Ben's not going to give up his cards for nothing. He doesn't need the money. Those are in the vault, man. They're done. They're like that for the next 20, 30 years. Those cards are not going to be had. Ben's vault is going to be notorious.
Okay. I have a counterpoint that's based on what you just said. And I understand everything, and we're arguing hypotheticals here, so there's no way to know who's right or wrong.
I like it. Yeah.
But my counterpoint on, like, a Crosby shield is, if, like, let's say his ultimate rookie shield 101 goes up to auction tomorrow, I think there's enough Crosby collectors that are like, oh my God, this may never become available again.
You're probably right. Yeah. Remortgage it.
They just go hard knowing that they may never get a chance to own a card like that again.
How many divorces? How many divorces, eh, boys?
Yeah.
It's me or the card, buddy.
How many nights? How many nights sleeping on the couch? I think someone you could make an argument for too is McDavid's fresh enough. Obviously, 10 years in the league, but with
so
him,
his rookie Ultimate Shield, what lasted like 400,000.
his Ultimate Shield. What about it? Do we know anything about
that opens the debate. What's more valuable, the cup or all? Is it 1A?
Oh,
1B?
Josh, it's the cup. Come on, that'll sell more than 400.
I guess that's what I'm saying is McDavid's Cup Shield. I think that could have a shot.
Yeah, I agree, Troy.
Especially if he ends up winning a cup.
Some would say when. Some would say when he wins the cup. I would be one of those people. But, some days I wake up, I'm like, whoa, where'd the last few years go? We know McDavid's saying that too, right? So sometimes the years go on and, oh, crap, there's no lane.
McDavid's not too far off from being a little gray-bearded like myself here. So
could you imagine the first gray hair on McDavid? It's over. And he's a ginger. It'll show soon, right? So
especially because he's red, that thing will stick out like a sore thumb.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, my goodness. Who's going to dye their – do they even make hair dye to dye your hair red? Probably not. Oh, no.
Only one way to find out.
I obviously don't use hair dye. So, okay. I'm very excited for our main topic today. We're going to do something fun, probably for everyone, but about 10 people. And we're going to count down what I believe to be the top 10 worst hockey card purchases of all time. Are we doing this to be mean? No, we're not mean. Well, I guess I can't speak for you, Troy, but I think you're a pretty nice guy.
Oh.
This is for educational purposes. What we're doing. If you caught our interview with Sylvan on the last show, you either win or you learn. There is no lose. So any of these sales that somebody might chalk up as an L, we'll call it a learning experience. And who knows, maybe said buyers one day will have the last laugh. You never know, right? Some of these deals, they might end up doing pretty well on. But if you've been in the hobby long enough, you've likely made some really dumb purchases. And to demonstrate that we're not doing this to be hoity-toity and like that we can't ever do something dumb, I'm going to kick us off with my most dumb, my worst sports card purchase ever. I've never shared this on the show. I might have alluded to it, but so in 2020, when I got excited watching The Last Dance, I raced to the interwebs and bought me this Michael Jordan auto card for $1,200, which would be a great deal today, only if the auto wasn't fake.
Oh.
Yeah, it hurts.
Oh.
It hurts. I was naive. I didn't know it had a COA. And so I thought, of course, at the time, no, it's authenticated. Must be real. No, not the case. Send it to get graded, multiple professional opinions, and the consensus came back. The auto was fake. Of course, everyone on the internet will be like, boo, that's obviously a fake auto, because that's what people love to do on the internet. So again, not very smart in retrospect, but a very important lesson learned. And I keep the card with me. I'll never get rid of it as a reminder.
Yes.
There she is.
Brilliant.
So is it a facsimile? Is it like a photocopy fake card, or is it just
some
a fake
idiot
auto?
wrote it with got a Sharpie and probably Neil because he's good, picked a good color, and found a sucker, and that sucker was me.
Look, nothing like a person that knows. I don't know what Jordan's autograph looks like by memory. I mean, by memory, hardcore, but it looks nothing like it.
I just got impulsive and ahead of myself, and I was uneducated, and I didn't know.
You didn't look at a different autograph. Like, I'm asking you, does it look completely different, or is there similarities?
It didn't look
close-ish, but it's not. I mean, I sent it to Beckett and PSA, and so it's a bad one. So again, I show that just to say with peace and love that this is for educational purposes, and we all do dumb stuff. So you guys ready? You scared?
Are these like bad purchases based on your opinion, or are these all fake cards?
No, these are bad purchases based on my opinion and for different reasons. I didn't want to just like
different reasons. Okay, so the top 10 Josh cards that are bad.
Yeah, well, and you,
I want to do a
because
top 10.
We're attached at the hip. So
I want to do a top. Then I'm going to do a top 10. I'm going to do top 10 on Friday.
Okay,
sorry, go
you can do top 10 on Friday.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Didn't know you're done. Number 10 is a very recent purchase, just less than a month ago. A 2024 Premier Macklin Celebrini and Will Smith Patchtacular 101 graded PSA Authentic sold for $27,145 on January, I think 26th. And here's the deal. So in Premier, there's two types of rookie patch cards. There's the Mega Patch, which are game used, and there's Patchtacular, which are player worn. Now, who knows where the hobby goes? And this is why it's number 10. If Macklin Celebrini continues to push the boundaries of hobby values, maybe somebody will be laughing at me a year or two from now. But I'm going to say 27 grand for a player worn patch with no auto. Not the best. And to give you an example too, at the end of December, going back to the game used version, the Mega Patch, a Celebrini shoulder logo out of 4 was picked up for $12,600. It's meaning you could have bought 2 of those for.
Does your friend who owns this card know you're picking this?
It's not my friend who owns this card. It's not Benjamin, because Benjamin bought the Celebrini solo one for about $10,000 back in November. This is the duel with Smith, so almost 3x paid for this one than that one too.
Oh wow. Okay.
Again, time will tell. Maybe I'll eat my words someday, and I wouldn't be shocked. But I don't know. I mean, do you guys think that 27,000 was
that's a lot of that would be on my list as well? Yes.
This feels like a case of not reading the fine print on the back of the card.
Yeah.
So
and
9 more times.
Excited about 101, right? It's like me and Jordan Otto.
Yeah. Yep.
9 more times we're gonna have to be respectfully mean with you. It's gonna be tough.
Respectfully.
Yeah. Well, and again, it happens, right? Okay, so number 9 is one of my favorite cards of all time. Love it. Would love to own it.
Oh.
It's a 1985 O-Pee-Chee Mario Lemieux PSA 10 that sold for $80,100 in January 2021. There's only 48 PSA 10s in existence. And the issue with this one, of course, is the brief 80,000 spike during the big stay-at-home boom of the early 2020s that we're all aware of. And I'm not saying that it won't get to this level again someday, but the value of the card has come back way down to earth hard, going as low as $27,600 last April.
Oh, wow. Well, the fun part about our hobby is you can single out an individual who's holding the bag at the end of the boom. So, well, yes, true. Again, I mean, it's that guy. He's holding the bag.
And poor timing on this one, of course, but that's it's realistically like a $35,000 to $40,000 card at this point,
which is still nothing to sneeze at there. But that's
okay. So nobody wants to argue that this one shouldn't be included on the list.
I pointed and laughed at the guy. What else do you want?
Okay, fine.
Yeah, 80,000. Yeah, nope.
We got a couple more stay-at-home booms, but then we'll move on. The next one, number 8, is another great card. It's a 2015 SP Authentic Connor McDavid Future Watch Auto out of $9.99, BGS 10 Auto 10. There's a couple of kind of things to point out on this one. So for $85,100 in March of 2021. The last BGS 1010 sale was July for $27,600. Ironically, the same price as the last card. So we're down way there. And I think that this one suffers maybe too from how much does a grade really matter on a card like this? So if you even looked at like a PSA 10, like I think I would be just as happy with a PSA 10 as a Beckett 1010. Last sale for a PSA 10, $9,600. Earlier this month.
You'd rather I'm not a big contributor and collector of grading cards, but I would much rather a BGS 10 over a PSA 10.
Yeah, I guess I wouldn't see maybe I might choose if there was no money involved, but I don't think I'd pay the premium over a PSA 10 to have again.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. I'm sorry. I wasn't thinking of it in a money kind of way. Yeah.
You could buy 3 PSA 10s for the last sale.
Yes. No, you're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct.
So, yeah, that's number 8. Number 7 is the only other Future Watch Auto. It's a 2005 SP Authentic Ovechkin Future Watch Auto at a $999 PSA 10 which
Love
sold for
this card.
$43,200 again during the stay-at-home boom. And today it's a $12,000 to $14,000 card, so it's lost about 2/3 of its value since then. And in the between then too, Ovi also set the all-time goals record. I think again both McDavid and Ovechkin Future Watches are amazing cards. But the other thing too, when you're looking at the long-term value of a Future Watch auto, to get even close to $70,000, $80,000, $90,000, $100,000, I would have a hard time getting past the fact that there's 1,000 copies of each of these cards. And what's realistically, given that the print run is that high, that a card like that, could a McDavid Future Watch auto ever hit $1 million, knowing that would mean the market cap would be $1 billion on that card? No way.
To me, that's the biggest top heavy by far top heavy card in our hobby is a Future Watch card, and I'm not part of that community, so good luck.
Okay, number 6 is a doozy. It's the 2020 Regina Pats Connor Bedard PSA 10 that peaked at $3,965 in July of 2024. This card to me represents the apex of the pre-NHL Bedardapalooza. People were going for 6 months, were going nuts for this card. 500 total copies were graded by PSA. 370 of those received the 10 grade. Now, the last sale of this card at PSA 10, $299 last November, down more than 90% in value from that July 2024 peak.
Oh my God. This isn't even a parallel. It's just the base card, right?
Yeah, I think they gave Bedard was a thing, and the Regina Pats were smart about it, so they started selling. They made their own cards and sold them at games.
So this isn't even an upper deck card.
No.
Yeah, good night, Jim. I don't know how this wasn't number one.
We talked about it. We told people don't buy. I try not to be too direct. Like, buy what you like, collect what you like. No, do not buy this for lots of money. Do not. Yeah. No.
Hey, that's a tough
one. There it is.
Yikes. It's a bad beat. That's what in poker they call that a bad beat.
Yes, that is a big yikes.
Well, we're going to stick with Connor Bedard for number 5 and a card we all know very well, and I'm sure we all remember. It's the very famed SP1 draft card from 2023 Series 1 that sold as a PSA 10 copy for $12,000 in January of 2024. And it's very important to remember the history of this card, and we'll go through that in a second. But where the Regina Pats card to me was the apex of the Bedard pre-NHL hype, this was to me was the apex of the NHL rookie in a Blackhawks jersey hype. At the time this came out, everybody assumed it was an Easter egg, and that it was going to be very, very, very rare, like super, super duper short print. But almost right away, if you're paying attention and like you were watching breakers on release day, you're like, oh wow, this breaker pulled 3 of them. And it became pretty apparent to, again, those that were watching closely, that this card was not as Easter egg. It wasn't like an acetate, and there was more than we think. When this one sold for $12,000 just over 2 years ago, I think the PSA 10 pop was around 15. Today, it's at 100 even. And so I think these were in like 1 in every 5 cases it ended up, or something like that. So when it peaked at 12,000 in January of 2024, today, now on March 12th, 2026, the last sale was $1,029. So again, we're at about 10% of its highest value from that point.
My God. This is just sad. This is just making me sad at this point.
Well, I think none of the cards are, I don't know. I don't think any of the cards were heavily in design and aesthetically pleasing. It's just all hype with the player. So, I mean, it didn't really have a chance to begin with on top of it, right?
But I will say the earlier ones we went over, like, make sense to me. The ones.
Oh, I'm so, Mario rookie. Okay, I apologize. Yeah, fair. I meant more the modern here, yeah.
Yeah, but no, that's, like, all that stuff, excuse me, selling at its apex in 2021. it just makes sense because that transcended all sports too. All these other sports were having these insane sales of stuff like that.
To me, the purpose in doing something like this is not, again, to laugh or whatever at people that maybe you think didn't make the smartest bet. But it's a great time to do it in that here we are again, where everything is going crazy. Macklin Celebrini, and I'm as in love with him as a player as anyone else can be too, as a reminder that just because the card has Macklin's picture on it and name doesn't mean that it's going to go double, triple, quadruple, quintuple in value over time. This is a hobby that requires you to really understand and learn, and even in the best case, even with 50 years experience, you're not guaranteed to make a good bet on an individual card, but you really, there's a million sort of like, and it doesn't make this a bad card. It's just not a $12,000 card either, too. I mean, it's not saying that that you shouldn't want it in your PC.
Well, and sorry, I know you're trying to move on. My bad. I feel bad. These episodes are going forever because I'm just so long-winded. This one too didn't have high gloss or exclusives, right? It was strictly just
no. It was because the Bedard craze was so. People just could not wait for his cards that Upper Deck wanted to do something on a very short, because remember, he was just drafted in July and Series 2 or Series 1 comes out in the beginning of November. They tried to find a way to get him into Series 1 in some capacity. And so they did this SP1 card. And I think for other players like McDavid, they had done it in the past where it was an Easter egg and it was more rare. And so people had the assumption that this is going to be that there's like 10 copies.
Yeah.
And that's where you started to see these like crazy prices. And then as time goes on and more surface, it becomes apparent that it's much more common than maybe some originally thought. Number 4 is a 2018 Elias Pettersson Young Guns exclusives out of 100 graded PSA 10. So for $5,011 US in November of 2022. Now a steal compared to what a Brini would probably go for today. This was and is the highest Elias Pettersson public sale to date. And he as a player was buzzing in 2022. He scored 102 points with 39 goals. Since then, I think the next season was pretty good, but the last 2 years have been pretty rough. He's basically a 45-point guy now at this point.
It's crazy when you say it that way.
He just 45. He has 40 points this year, Phil. And then there's the whole JT Miller culture killer thing too. So the last sale, this is the last PSA 10 to sell, but the last sale of a PD Young Guns exclusives was a raw copy, sold for $182 earlier this month.
Ouch.
Yeah. So the lesson here is a couple good years doesn't mean that, this is like, Phil, what we talk about all the time, that the superstar, the most, the biggest identifier of a superstar is consistency and their ability to perform at that 100-point level year after year after year. Yeah. And very few players achieve that.
That's the difference of a superstar and a really good player. Obviously, Pettersson's a very good player, but can't seem to string it all together into a final package consistently. Right.
Number 3 is another pretty famous modern sale. It's a 2021 Trevor Zegras Young Guns High Gloss PSA 10 that sold for $11,500 US in September of 2022. It is and was the highest selling Trevor Zegras card to date, and he had a great rookie season in 21-22. He had the flash and flair and Michigan goals galore. The hobby was smitten over young Trevor Zegras. I guess maybe the hobby was smitten, but his team really wasn't, as things got a little frosty from him with the Ducks from that point on. Of course, eventually ended up in Philly. He's had a decent season so far, but when you're in your 5th year and you're at 22 goals, it really doesn't justify a $11,500 Young Guns High Gloss sale a few years in the past. And again, most prospects don't end up being Mario Lemieux. So here's a testament to that.
This is mostly a testament to settle down on the prospecting a bit. I mean, that's we'll see what the next 2 cards are, but I got me a feeling there might be modern blue chip prospects that didn't work out or did work out and it was high. Who knows?
Do you remember you must remember the whole Zegras craze, Troy, and people going bonkers over him.
Oh yeah. I mean,
thing.
Yeah, I even got caught up in it. Like I bought a box of Series 1 he was in that year, and I pulled him, and I was ecstatic. But I could not believe how quick the Young Guns fell off after I pulled him. I'm like,
him, Lafreniere,
in general, yeah.
I was really torn between 1 and 2, and I'm sitting here even second guessing myself now that I didn't make number 2 number 1. We're going back to Bedard for number 2. To me,
okay.
So this 2020 SP Game used Connor Bedard. It's a gold parallel of the base set. It's a rookie. It's numbered out of 5. Sold for $20,000 in April of 2024. And
I remember this.
Thing,
was there something we missed?
Oh,
on
we talked about this a lot. Yeah.
Did you find anything new out? Like, is there something?
No.
Okay.
Because Bedard is a really, really good player still, that's the only thing that kept him out of the top spot. But that being said, this is a base card parallel. There's no auto. There's no memorabilia. And I don't think SP Game Use base gold parallels are really a thing. I can't think of another card that I've ever noticed in the hobby. And of course, SP Game Use came out at the right time. There was a huge amount of frenzy and excitement over Bedsy. The hype was real. Just not the best card choice. And we did have another one of these, even though it's out of 5, sell. Actually, a PSA 10 sold just this past December for $2,300.
That's still kind of impressive in and of itself.
Yeah, it is. I agree. That's still that's a really nice card. That's a beautiful card. But Josh, you said it perfectly. An SP Game Used, non-memorabilia, non-auto, parallel rookie. I don't care if it's out of 3 or 2. Nobody cares. Sorry, it's a really nice card. But no, this card will not. You're lucky if you get anything even remotely close for this at any point from me talking right now for the rest of time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. That's just not a card anyone wants. And that card is amazing to look at. I think that is a beautiful pearl. I would pay for that card right now. I'll tell you right now, since I am a Connor Bedard collector, I would pay almost $500 for that. And so what does that tell you? I'm usually a 4 to 5xer.
Yeah.
So that card's probably worth $100 to $250.
Oh, I think it's worth more than that, just because it's the out of 5. But I get your point. I mean, you're not only a Bedard collector. Yeah,
I'm not wrong because it's me.
Sure.
I'm willing to pay. I'm also willing to pay a lot more money that most people think I shouldn't for some things as well. Works the other way.
Because those are cards that you deem special. And while this is a great looking card, it's tough to make the case that it's a special or iconic card in the hobby.
Perfectly said.
Maybe that's subjective, but okay. So for number 1, I had to go with the I think the iconic card of the stay at home era, which is the Alexis Lafreniere Young Guns. This is a high gloss BGS 9.5 that sold for $10,500 US in October 2021. Again, no player hit the tops of that boom like our boy Laffy. And it all made sense, right? He had an amazing junior career. And people just thought he was the surest of sure things. And you have this hobby going nuts. The number 1 overall pick goes to the Rangers, right? A huge market team. And I guess now if by sure thing you mean a 20 goal and 45 point scorer, then you're probably good because he's in his 6th NHL season. I
remember that draft. There is years where there's big consensus. That was definitely one of them. Nobody was questioning that. Like his skill, forget like, my goodness.
And maybe the whole world, pandemic thing really kind of hurt him, right? And he is a victim of that, a bad circumstance,
Maybe, eh?
too. But and there are still people, like anytime you mention Laffy, there's people that can't let go of the vine and are like, give him time. And I'm not saying that he's not going to be a productive player, but I think at this point, can we say it's safe to say he's not Steve Yzerman?
Well, dude, the 2020 draft. I mean, it's that's one of the best drafts for my team. I mean, there's I think there's a lot of good players in that draft. I mean,
of course,
Anderson, Lucas Raymond, right? Byfield. I mean, he's up and down. I don't want him on my team either, but you know, Cole Perfetti, Mom Spaghetti, I believe, same year. He leads that really good pack.
Yeah,
I think that's a
so.
Big,
is there any of those 10 sales that you guys thought maybe shouldn't have been included on a list like this? Now I know you haven't had the benefit of going through 100 years of hockey card sales.
No,
but
I don't know. I can tell you my top 10 worst
of your purchases.
Yeah, mine. I make my own list. I don't need other people.
I'm sure you could. That would be fun to do. I'm sure people would love that. But okay, so what are the lessons learned here? Like, as you guys look at these, what would you apply forward to your purchase decisions?
Research. Don't be impulsive. I know it's hard. That's easier said than
You buy hockey cards.
Yeah, that's easier said than done. Yeah. But I mean, if you can do some research and there's already some past sales on one of these cards or multiple of these cards, and another thing is read the print, read into it, and I mean research even in the way of a Bedard card. It doesn't have an auto. It doesn't have any memorabilia. Maybe consider hey, since it's just a parallel to the base, should I be paying this much for it? Or, with the Mario Lemieux, I'm sure there's enough sales of it out there where you could kind of do a little research. It's just, I guess, try not to be as impulsive as possible. I know that's not really a thing, but
give it a good effort. Give it a good effort.
Just at least put some effort into it. But I think you guys are right too. Is just maybe don't believe the hype. To quote, quote Public Enemy. Exactly. Don't believe the hype by Public Enemy. Right there. Maybe sometimes that's it too. Is just don't buy into the hype right away. Maybe kind of wait a second, especially on something like a Pettersson.
Can I add something to that I think that I would apply if I was ever going to make a really big purchase like that? I think this is where you really have the benefit of making hobby friends and me being able to call up you, Troy, or Phil or Louie and say, hey, I'm thinking of spending $85,000 on a Lemieux rookie. Is that a good idea?
Exactly.
Or $20,000 on this Bedard. Should I do it?
At what point, though, do we say who spends $85,000 and makes a big mistake like that? A confident person. I'm just guessing here, but I think someone who has that kind of money is obviously, more times than not, really, really good at their respective field of business. We have let's be honest, let's strip it down for what it is. We have a hobby that's, it's not a lot of guys who have, you get what I'm saying, right? We're more basement dweller type. I'm a basement dweller, but I just happen to be really loud.
You're a sub-basement dweller.
Yeah, our hobby is full of more interesting folk. Mm-hmm. So I think that's how we're viewed, definitely from the outside looking in. Our hobby's getting popular now because more celebrities are making it kind of safe and cool that we can collect. The problem is that I think people are spending this money because they're like, well, obviously I know what I'm doing. That's his autograph. I know that's his rookie card. I can spend that kind of money. I got it. Maybe they might be overly confident because their other category they're very successful in. I've just seen a lot of people crash and burn with that attitude. That was a long-winded way of saying that. I've seen our hobby is very layered. It's not as simple as it looks from the outside looking in. And I think maybe that's how you get burned when you're overly confident and you're kind of new.
I know what you're saying, with the basement dwellers and that too, but I think there's also a lot of fiscally irresponsible folks.
That's a better way. Yeah, like I
Yeah.
couldn't think of the right analogy there.
Yeah.
But
or naive that are caught up in the excitement like I was with my Michael Jordan card. I also want to make the point too about looking at sales like these. I'm not saying that like overpaying based on comps is a horrible or stupid thing to do. Like I could sit and go through my purchases this year because I've sold a lot of cards. I've spent the most money in the past 3 months that I've probably ever spent on cards. And it's not been out of my checkbook. It's been out of my, converting through Slabshark. Honestly,
checkbook?
It's like I've sold 900 cards and I had checkbook. There, I dated myself. My bank account, I should say. And I have pretty much overpaid for every single card. Now, there's two reasons, I guess, why I've done that is because my job is to study this hobby. Doesn't mean I'm better at picking cards than the next guy, but I know the real well, and I've identified cards that I believe in. But in every case, I ask myself this question: are you okay if you're going to spend $400 on a card where the highest comp is $280? Are you okay if this card goes down to $100? Are you still going to enjoy it and think it's a cool card? And if the answer is no, then I don't buy it. If the answer is yes, then it's like, okay, I'll pull the trigger on it. And because at some point for the right cards, you're not going to always get it's like Phil desperately wants a 2014, the first year of O-Pee-Chee Platinum, a Crosby Seismic Gold. You know that you're not getting that card unless you might have to do an all-time high if it's a PSA 9 or PSA 8, and you're going to be 100% comfortable with that because you believe in the card. Doesn't mean that it won't go down in value at some point, but at least you're making an informed decision.
at least I own 2% of the market when I get it.
Yeah. So okay. New product release is brought to you by GP Sports Cards and Total Sport Cards. Always three things to remember with Grant and team. First of all, they want to buy your cards. He never has enough. He's a hoarder. And he's fair, pays top dollar. You can call him at a shop in Etobicoke or message them on Instagram, set up a meeting to review what you've got. And then speaking of their shop in Etobicoke, you don't have to be there just to get all the latest hobby releases. Through their website at totalsportscards.com, you can order the newest boxes anywhere in Canada, and they'll ship to your doorstep. If you're of the... Oh, I should say a good example is the Rangers Centennial tins that we're going to talk about here in a second. 170 CAD at Total Sports, available on their website too. So great price. And then finally, gpsportcards.com is a place to get your spots for all Grant's Wednesday night breaks. He will be live on the GP YouTube channel. Probably will be some Reloaded in there again too. So there's that to look forward to. The New York Centennial hobby set was released this past Wednesday. It's the last of the 4 Centennial sets we've had and that we've been spoiled in the past year. We've had the Bruins, Red Wings, Blackhawks, and Rangers now. And I haven't looked this up. I kind of wanted to. I ran out of time, but I assume it's the last for a while. Like, anyone know when the next NHL Centennial is?
Is there what team is worthy of having one?
Well, we've gone through all the original 6 now.
Yeah. So who would be next? I mean, you could probably do a Quebec Nordiques, probably easier than most teams in the league right now, right?
Was it 67?
Flyers.
67 with the Kings and Flyers and North Stars?
I don't know.
Maybe
but you got to
do
Kings, Flyers.
But it might be like 15, 20 years.
Probably.
Right? Till the next. Yeah. So anyways, we're lucky. And because the product has been out for a long time now, like 4 whole days, it's our duty as hockey card journalists to report on the top 5 ridiculously early sales to see which players and cards Rangers collectors are jumping on out of the gate. So here's the top 5. At number 5 will make Phil's eyes happy.
I got an eyelash in my eye. It's driving me nuts.
Okay. Well, it's a Marcel Dion Blue Auto. Sold for $199 US via eBay best offer on March 18th. So there's your boy Philip Marcel Dion.
Yeah, nice card. Nice card.
I like the design of these. I think it's cool, and they put like the Rangers have that crest logo. Yeah,
it's the strength to it. It's very, what's the word? Centennial.
Mm-hmm. Another show favorite, Glenn Anderson, had a Broadway Blue Signatures Raw sell for $200 US via eBay best offer on March 20th.
You should get this, Josh.
I will. Yeah. Who knows? Maybe it was me.
He doesn't. Josh and Glenn Anderson don't get along, Troy.
No,
That's
it's
why.
Glenn Anderson doesn't get along with me.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Oh, yeah.
Josh interviewed him once, and
No, I've heard
yeah.
the lore. I've heard the lore of Josh and Glenn Anderson. I do recall this.
I'm actually trying to get Glenn Anderson to go to Josh's 50th birthday party. So to be the guest speaker.
We should get Josh a cameo of Glenn Anderson. Just cutting a promo.
Listen up, Madigan. I never liked you from the second I met you. Happy birthday, you loser.
Let's just say he wasn't super impressed. At number 3, we have back to the blue autos. We have a Hank Lundqvist. So for $255, this is another great card on March 20th. If I was a Lundqvist fan, I think I'd be all about this one.
That's awesome.
Yeah, very nice one. Number 2 is a Brian Leach Broadway Blue auto inscribed with the inscription 94 Conn Smythe. Sold for $291 US on March 20th via eBay best offer.
I'd like the audience to look at his autograph and remember it because it's going to come up in.
Oh, yeah, you're still working on that project, huh?
Nice.
Yeah. I love inscription card. I'm becoming more and more a fan of inscribed autos.
Yeah, it's personal. It's personal.
Yeah, it just separates them a little bit from a standard.
Look at that card. You're a Ranger fan? That you're all over that card. There's no Ranger fan that wouldn't have to have this in their collection. What a home run this card is.
The number 1 sale is a Mark Messier 34th Street auto raw, sold for $700 US on March 19th via eBay best offer. A pretty big number for a standalone Messier auto. Like if you go and look at card letter sales history or eBay sales, I call Messier the ultimate hobby buddy because most of his autos are with Gretzky or Brian Leach, or he doesn't actually appear in standalone autos a ton. And most of the top sales there happen to be his all-time future watch, but this is about what those sell for. So, maybe somebody just got a little excited on release day. Who knows? But $700 is a pretty big price. Noteworthy so far, again, 4 whole days into the product, that no big Gretzky cards yet. Still, did you break any of this, or do you plan to, Troy?
Yeah. So we did some personals. That's the nice part.
Any nice pulls?
So one that I thought was interesting. Nobody crazy. I think we pulled like a Ryan Callahan auto. So if you're a true Rangers fan, obviously we got some cool ones. The one that I found the coolest, in my opinion, is, I don't know if you guys knew this, but Chris Jericho. Obviously, you guys know I'm a huge wrestling fan.
Yeah.
Chris Jericho's dad played for the Kings and the Rangers. So
We did?
Ted
I never
Irvine.
knew. That's crazy. Oh, that's cool.
Oh, Ted
Ted
Irvine.
Irvine. So
Nice.
I pulled one of Ted Irvine's autos. It was the Broadway Blues signature. So I thought that was a cool pull.
That is
awesome, dude.
Right.
Did you guys, if you haven't watched out there in listener land, and for Philip and Troy, Dave did his rip and review on the Gongshow YouTube channel, pronounced about 87% of the names wrong, but got a solid A for effort. Dave doesn't, the hockey doesn't exist prior to 2020 for Dave. So when it comes to like Jean Rattel and Rod Gilbert, he was a little bit on the struggle bus for those names, but it's a really good video, and Dave always does a great job. So go check them out. I think it's the Gretzky ticket auto. That's the one I'm looking for.
My favorite with Dave is he said one guy's name 2 different ways.
I think that was Jean Rattel, right? Okay. That he, like Ratatouille or something like that, he called them, or But and this is not throwing shade either. This is coming from a horrible name pronouncer.
Mm-hmm.
Troy, if you mentioned Ryan Callahan, he was I think he was pretty admired as a captain for the Rangers, wasn't he?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like, if you're, I think the person, whoever I pulled it for, we do have quite a few Rangers fans in the chat. Everybody's always fighting for the Rangers spots in different breaks. But yeah, you get a Ryan Callahan, you're pumped because, like you said, he's
not a big name, but he was like, he occupied the captain of the New York Rangers. He proudly represented that position.
I actually pulled a Drury auto too, and the Rangers fan that I opened that box for did tell me to light it on fire.
Oh,
so there's that.
Buffalo
I'm sure
Sabres
that's against corporate policy, but
Yes,
It is.
I said I can't do that, but I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
I get it. I just can't do it. I
Can't do it.
understand, but
Yes.
it's not happening.
This is the Callahan Auto Parts family, right?
oh,
yeah,
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 no.
great pads. Yeah.
Tommy, his
Come
brother
over here,
Tommy.
Tommy boy. Hey, Dad.
I am a big fan of these Centennial sets and think Upper Deck you get two, like in the case of the Red Wings, I think most tins had 3 autos in them, and lots of, they're just great sets, especially like, of course you have to be a fan of that team, but
The team specific like subset autos I think are great too. Like the Detroit Red Wings, they have the octopus ink.
those are awesome.
They're
Yeah.
cool.
Like,
Motown.
so cool.
There's a Motown card in there. Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm so close to becoming obsessed with the Montreal Canadiens Centennial from 10 years ago. It is going up against those collectors. I told you, I saw a guy pay $300 for a U-Pee. U-Pee is their mascot. Well, I mean, it's the old Expos mascot. But anyways, $300 for an exclusive U-Pee. When I saw that, I was like, whoa, this is like elite territory. That's like it's a final level of collecting, you know?
What does UP mean in French? Does it mean something, or is it just a name? Funny,
like
a
yip,
silly
like
name?
yippee. Is it like yippee?
Like U-Pee.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm sure I don't know the lore of the mascot. I know I have many pictures with him, but I don't know the origin story.
Odd.
Are you wearing clothes?
Yeah, definitely was.
Okay, good. Philip, you ready for mailbag?
I'm ready for mailbag.
Let's do it.
Okay. So first question, welcome to mailbag. First question, Discord, Vegas Collector. Gentlemen, I have a looming crisis that only 3 hockey card journalists like yourself can solve.
Ooh.
My son, an impressionable 16-year-old, just returned from a multi-day trip to Greece. While he had the time of his life experiencing the birthplace of Western culture firsthand, you damn straight. Upon his arrival back home, I've noticed his opinions are louder, his hair is rapidly thinning, and he's growing a robust, thick mustache. Most troubling is his absurdly large collection of young guns for a middling third-line center. I don't appreciate the middling part. Should I be concerned, and is medical treatment required? Wowie zowie. That's amazing, man. I love that, Vegas. What part of Greece? I'm definitely curious. I've never been. I'm afraid if I go, I'll never come back. And you're welcome, world, for democracy and math and philosophy and a few other things that don't matter in this conversation. I wouldn't worry too much unless he starts breaking things around the house by accident from all the hand talking. But thank you for the backhanded compliments. I love you. I love you, Rod Vegas. Thank you very much. All right, next question. Oh, wait.
No,
Go ahead.
no,
Sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead, Josh.
First of all, I'm surprised you didn't mention tzatziki sauce as part of the.
You're not allowed to say that word anymore. You're
What is
not.
it?
I hate the fact that you just called it that.
Say it
I
again, Josh.
don't understand. How do you not know? This isn't like fine cuisine. Well, it is fine cuisine, but this isn't like unknown delicacy. Dude, souvlaki chicken is a very well-known, amazing international way to cook chicken, and you don't know what that is?
It's tzatziki sauce that you have in your gyro.
Tzatziki sauce? How do you
That's
say
like
it?
somebody calling. That's like somebody calling gnocchi gnocchi. Is basically what you just did.
I can't say the bolognese type of, but bolognese. Bolognese. It's the G. I want to say the G every time.
Hey, donkey hat on the bottom. You're supposed to be on our side.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It's 3 against 1.
I do have one piece of advice for VGK. I think your son's fine, but if you do notice him dressing up in a spandex superhero suit, I would probably take him in then.
I love dressing up. I like exhibitionism. It's fun.
Gross.
Okay, next question. The hockey cards. Hey, fellas. Sorry if this has been asked before, but would you guys ever add the video version of the pod to Spotify? That's where I watch and listen to most of my podcasts, but for yours, I head over to YouTube. That's a Josh question.
I don't know how you do that on Spotify, so I'm not opposed to it. We'll just have to research and figure out how to get it done.
I'll figure it out.
Okay, next question. Ed Lister. Hey, guys. Phil, now that you are starting a Bedard PC, don't you think you should have kept the Bedard canvas clear cut, or do you have regrets? Nope, I do not have any regrets, Ed. That card didn't do much for me, even though it was beautifully designed. The autograph was really nice. I don't have much to complain about it. I just don't have a connection to it. I don't know what constitutes a connection. It's being me and having a feeling. And I didn't get that feeling with having that card. I have no remorse over selling it or trading it. No, I sold it to Slap Sharks. Yeah.
Can I ask a clarifying question?
Okay.
Are you more of a Bedard collector or entrepreneur?
I think I'm a Bedard collector. I'm not an entrepreneur of anything. I mean, that's more for the jokes. I'm not in hockey cards. I'm definitely an entrepreneur in other things. More used to be, I guess, not so much anymore. But yeah, I'm a Bedard collector. I like the way he plays. I've been catching more Chicago games. I'm really enjoying watching the team play. I like Frank Nazar a lot. Steven Knight and Nets. I like that team. I like Chicago. So,
is he the brother of Spencer Knight?
That's why I thank you. Okay, next question.
Beat me to it.
Next question. Discord, JT Hockey. If I wanted to collect a set of all the players on the USA gold medal team, how would you recommend going about that? There are a few players missing from the 23-24 O-Pee-Chee Platinum color wheel set. I could also just get each of their young guns from their respective years. Is there a way to know if all the players are included in a certain set from a specific year? Josh, what do you think?
HockeyChocolates.com. I think the issue is that the color wheel set is the EPAC achievement set, so it's going to be fairly limited. But if you went, like, I'm sure they're all in 23-24 platinum. Like, just pick like a base set parallel you like the hot magma or something like that. Go that.
Well, if you want to go real patriotic, just do the red prism or whatever the blue fragment. Do one of those.
Is blue fragment back or
blue cubes?
Okay.
Blue tracks? Are you talking about the old blue tracks?
Let's just name every blue parallel we can think of.
No tracks, no suits, no, none of that. I'll take a different route. You could wait 4 years and just wait till we beat them and take our medal back, and then all the cards will be cheaper. That's what I would do. Next question. Steel Lad. Hey, boys. What's up, man? Any plans for Rip Party 3?
See.
Someone want to answer that?
We haven't officially had that conversation yet because we have a bunch of other things going on. When we did talk about it after the Toronto, the Fall Expo, I think, and you guys Louis and Phil will have to chime in with your own individual thoughts, but I took our consensus to be that, so with Rip Party 2, we went into it thinking that we need to outdo ourselves from Rip Party 1. And the sort of the logical way to do that was to get more boxes. Well, we learned a lot of things in Rip Party 2, but one of them is that there actually is a thing as too many boxes. Like, we had some technical snafus that prevented us from doing some of the content stuff we wanted to do. But the reality of that situation is, even if that other stuff had worked, we had so many boxes. We basically, from the minute we went live, we had to sprint. And it felt like we were rushed for 4 hours. And it just, I don't think it was the best sort of viewer experience, or it wasn't fun from that perspective to do. And so, like, as I approach the idea of Rip Party 3, in my mind, it's more like, well, if we were going to up our game, we need to up our game quality-wise versus quantity-wise. And I guess that's the way, and have maybe less boxes, but goal for better boxes, and have more fun and hanging out and chatting with people and friends, probably back at a house again, because that was the whole vibe of the whole point of Rip Party. But that's at least my perspective on it. Phil and Louis, what do you guys think? And then we'll get Troy's as a person who's been to both.
Well, I think less can be more. Don't have to have 400 boxes. Let's get 20 boxes of some super bangers and be done with it. Because we can fill in with the other stuff, like we were talking about. We wanted to interview people, talk about stuff, and you got to have time to do that.
I say bring it back to a house, set up a bunch of cameras inconspicuously, and just have a party with friends and hockey cards, and let the audience tune in on 4 different screens if they want. And I don't know, less of a production, more of a party. That's back to the drawing board a little bit. That's my suggestion.
Do you have any outside advice for us, Troy?
So, obviously Rip Party 2 was my first one. I didn't unfortunately go to the first one. But you know what though? I will say I loved the chaos of it all as someone from the outside, meaning like it felt like a freaking telethon. And I say that in the best way possible. Like I thought it was hilarious. I don't know. I thought it was really funny in terms of just like, standing in front of the backdrop and you guys are talking. But I think anything you guys do, your community in that is going to appreciate and enjoy.
Thanks, Troy. Next question. Swifto Jr. What's up, Swifto? Hey, boys. Choose one. You can only choose one. A case of the cup, or as much 1990 Pro Set Series 1 that still exists sealed. The hologram is yours. Hopefully. You might just have to open 500 cases to find it. I'll go. So I'm all the way Pro Set. And if I only find one hologram, I'll be pretty upset. I better find like the last remaining 8. Louis, what do you think?
I'm ripping Pro Set, baby.
Right on. Josh?
Glutton for punishment. Give me the Pro Set.
Until it's
Troy Bear?
hurt.
Sure, guys. I'll help you rip Pro Set.
Careful. Famous last words.
It becomes a job after like 4 boxes because we've actually attempted this a little bit.
Oh my god.
You guys ever seen the amazing movie Whiplash with the drummer and the bleeding fingers?
Yes.
That's me with Pro Set.
Yeah.
Okay, so more Phil. I can't do it. I can't do it. It's a screaming car accident. Okay.
Dang it.
Next question. Discord. Gunther Cards 96. I like saying the word Gunther.
Sorry.
There we go. Hey, boys. Is it me or are there way too many rookie autograph cards out there? Take 20, 23, 24 SP Authentic, for example. You've got Future Watch Autos, retro Future Watch Autos, Future Watch Auto patches, retro flops, Sign of the Times, chirography, marks of distinction, pageantry, and that's just one set. Excuse me. Each rookie has likely close to 2,000 auto cards in that one set. No wonder the players' autos are bad. Should Upper Deck produce less rookie auto cards and focus on quality as opposed to quantity? And does Phil still have a little package? Oh, I got a little package. Yeah, apparently I do. Yeah. Yeah, that's my answer. Yes, I do. It sounds like a good Josh and Louis question. What do you boys think?
Yeah, as a collector, I like the idea of making autos more limited, but I understand Upper Deck's position, which they hear from every hobby shop, and I'm sure they would hear from Troy's company, Dave and Adams, that people don't want to buy boxes unless there's autos in them. So what do you do?
Right. Can't.
What do you think, Louis?
I'm with Josh. Well, you can't argue with that. No matter what you do, people want autos in every box. That's why there's on card. That's why there's stickers. That's why there's whatever.
Troy, any comments, thoughts, suggestions, guidance?
Yeah. I think too, obviously I know for some people in the hobby, they want to keep it. So there is more scarcity and, obviously it holds value, but at the other end of it, it's like, giving that accessibility to maybe more people to get their favorite rookies auto, so from a collectability standpoint, I think it's good to just have more options. And I think, like you guys said too, you can make the argument if you want more scarcity in your autos, but at the same time, everybody wants to fight for more boxes to have, a guaranteed auto in every box and not just half the case.
And you got people out there that don't have or want to spend a boatload of money on a box of cards. So
yeah,
you can't just have them in the top 2 tiers. It's got to be somewhere in there where they can at least afford and hopefully maybe pull one. So,
All right. Good thoughts, boys. Next question. Instagram. Okay, mama. Where's the Bedard hidden gems segment, Josh? That's what I'd like to know, mama. Where is it?
Yeah, we could do that. Good idea. Thanks.
That's right, because we told them to. All right. Next question. Instagram. Let the mesh? Oh, ripple the mesh. Read that weird. Okay, sorry, that was awkward. With all the hype within the new fan base of the wonderful PWHL, do you think it a buy, sell, or hold on to the PWHL Young Guns and Parallels, especially the Upper Deck first edition as card value and comps are heading up? I'll go first. Not my territory, but I would maybe, if I were to approach this and it wasn't my territory, I would look at trends. But I don't think there's a lot of trends to look at. So I don't know, man. I know the first set wasn't really produced that much and it really took off. I'd probably hold on to those ones if I was you. I think that first set is going to be really special in the years to come. That's my thoughts.
I think we're
Louis?
we're past maybe talking about the first set, but new stuff, like anything, sell it right away. Newer stuff out, you're going to get the best bang for your buck. But like, I will go back to holding the first stuff now and see what happens.
Troy, any thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's maybe if you have sealed boxes of it still, maybe hang on to those and, wait to see if they appreciate. And if they don't, or they kind of start to plateau a little bit, then go ahead and rip it. But I agree with Louis. I think it's one of those things where last time I was on with you guys, we talked about selling young guns at a premium and then maybe going back a little bit later. And once things start to level out, you can just buy it again if you really want to have it in your collection.
Well, I think Josh gave some really good examples earlier with some of those bad card purchases. Like, look at that Mary Lemieux PSA 10. You can buy 3 of those Mary Lemieux now for the price of that, right? So just when the market's really hot, like, is now a good time to buy Celebrini? Maybe, probably not. Josh, thoughts?
The only thing I'll add is that I, in general, like for my own personal collecting philosophy, I'm a huge believer in firsts. And so Louis mentioned it, Troy, you all have, that if I were to gravitate anywhere, it's to that first very limited set that we know wasn't produced. And to your point, Troy, if you have sealed wax from the first edition, I would not open it. And because it was so short printed to begin with, but that if you have especially a parallel, like one of the outbursts from the first edition, those might be worth hanging on to.
All right. Next question. Instagram. Joe Giffen. I don't know. I'm sorry, Joe. I'll get it right next week. What situation is Austin Matthews market in? I promise I didn't do your name on dirty on purpose. Buy, sell, or hold. Will he be traded? Will he come back to form and push 50 again? I wrote LOL.
Did you?
I don't know why. I think he will be traded. I think he should be traded. I think he should be traded more than I think he will. And he will definitely be pushed back to form and hit 50 again. I just hope, I don't know how his DNA is, like his genetics. Like once you hit 30, especially mid 30, as Troy is learning right now, you have to kind of stay with it physically. You know what I mean? Like with all his God-given talent, he's a big guy. I don't know if he's a big workout guy. You have to maintain that athleticism. You have to, as you get older as a man. I mean, I'm 44 now. I can't do half the things I used to. I hope, I don't know how he's a wake up 5 a.m. club, hit the gym guy. I'm not sure. I'd like to think he is. If he keeps that, if he has a good Sidney Crosby professionalism about him, yes, I think he'll have multiple 50 plus years. He's that good. Yeah. Off of Toronto.
What you do is you buy his cards right now. And we know Matthews. We know Toronto still needs a goalie and a couple other pieces in their upcoming rebuild. I think it's going to be a Matthews to the Wild, and Wallsted's going to leave, and I don't know with who else.
Gotta give up a lot more now to Louis there to get Matthews.
I know, but Billy G's going hard.
Would you be excited about that, Louis? Would you want Austin Matthews here in the Minnesota Wild colors?
Yeah, I'd love to watch him play more. Like Sun just went to the game. Was that last Sunday where they were here in town? And it was the game before he got hurt. And Gavin was just like, "You gotta be kidding me! I just want to see this guy play."
Yeah.
Josh, any thoughts to add?
I think that because of his injury and the state of morose around the Leafs, that if you're an Austin Matthews fan, this summer is going to be a great buying opportunity. So, and if you believe in him long term, I would be. You make money when the market's down.
Well, Troy hates the Maple Leafs, so we don't need to know his opinion. We already know it. Next question. Instagram, Cujo Cardboard. There's been a lot of discussion on your recent episodes about the new generation of hockey players and their lack of quality penmanship when signing autographs. Considering this, I'd like to ask, what are your top 3 favorite autographs? I went way crazy. Sorry, dude. I'll go first. Lanny McDonald, Sidney Crosby, and of course, Curtis Joseph. Honorable mentions. I know you're Canadian. Theron Fleury, Gretzky, Danil Miramanov. Okay, well, since I wrote the most, I'll go first. Troy, you can think of some.
Yeah,
So I agree with Gretzky. Guy Lafleur. I love Guy Lafleur because he is ridiculously consistent. Sidney Crosby, of course. Here's a bit of a sleeper. I love Brett Hull's autograph. I really, really do. Pat LaFontaine. Here's one that no one thinks about, and it really does look similar to Maurice Richard, Manon Rhéaume. Manon Rhéaume, I guess it's the M and the R, but she has beautiful penmanship. Manon Rhéaume has a beautiful woman's signature. I find like a lot of moms sign the same. Like my mom signed a lot the same as my friends' moms. Manon Rhéaume has like a good hybrid autograph.
How do you think
Really,
Dave would
really
pronounce
nice.
her name? Like
Manon?
do Dave impersonation saying her name opening
Oh,
hockey.
Manon Rhéaume. Manon Rhéaume. Yes, Manon Rhéaume. Okay, so we got Marcel Dion, of course. Big check mark for me to collect him. He's stupid cheap. And actually, here's a dislike. One of my biggest dislike autographs is Daniel Alfredson, who is my biggest personal collection. Go figure, eh? Phil Esposito, sneaky good. Daniel Briere, Brian Trottier, Steve Larmer, Peter Bondra, Brian Leach, and Guy Carbonneau. Those were off the top of my head.
Go ahead, Josh.
Anyone else? Yeah.
I put down as my three favorites are Gretzky, Crosby, and Brian Trottier because he's just such a lovely person and he does have a great auto. And he's a great player.
I don't think anybody can beat Sid's auto. Seriously, I think it's amazing. Pretty perfect. No, I shouldn't say that. He's top. If there's a top 5, he's in it. Second's Wayne. Third, not being a homer, Madonna's signature. It's always the same.
Oh, that's such a homer pick. It's not that good. That's a homer
He's got a
pick.
good auto.
Really?
It's okay. It's okay.
Like Josh, I picked Trots, and then it probably could be anybody prior to the year 2000, I guess. But since you threw a worst in there, Philly.
Yeah.
I had to. I'm gonna say Ovi. I hate his flipping autograph.
Bad.
It hurts a little bit.
Troy Bear?
Yeah, for me, funny enough, I just recently pulled a Crosby card for somebody, autographed, and I was just going on this discussion about how I think his is beautiful. So Crosby for sure for me. I think Yzerman's might be a little underrated. I like the way he signs.
It gets sloppy sometimes, though. I'd like to talk about this. I agree. Steve Yzer, I almost put it on. I couldn't in good faith. He gets a little loose. It gets a little sloppy. I don't know.
It's okay.
Sloppy
though.
Steve and Sloppy D.
I need a little tighter. I need it tight.
I think Stevie Y there's a joke in there somewhere. I think Stevie Y has earned the right to get a little loose sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
What, the guy gets so if something doesn't no. See, this is how the world's falling apart with what you just said. This makes me nervous. Bad attitude. Moving on.
Crosby, Yzerman, and then one I think this might be a homer pick, Dominic Hasek. I love Dom's auto.
I used to. I don't know, something about it. The more I
Oh my God, that's such a homer pick. Jesus.
I'm surprised I didn't get. I was gonna say I thought I was gonna get jumped for picking Dominic Hasek. I really did.
Well, his is actually. I like it. I get it. I don't get that, Mike. Why? Because you can kind of read Mike in there. Is that why?
So I consider I don't think it's a bad pick to pick Hasek, but I kind of put him in the Timu camp where sometimes they get too loopy. It's like the Yegor Sharangovich thing where it's like loop after loop after loop after loop after loop.
Sharangovich.
Yeah,
what's it called? Flock of Seagulls? What do you call it?
No, that's Celebrini. You have it's either 4 to 6 loops and a seagull.
Yeah.
That's the
I love it. It's still to this day. Well, I haven't had one this week or last week, but there's so many. They're like, Phil, the seagull. It's funny, but that's his number. I'm like, oh, okay, thanks. Yeah, I know. Okay, here we go. Okay. Next question. Second last question. TSO PKO 77. Poke. I don't know. 77. Sorry, man. What's one of your favorite hockey memories? I'll go first. Running around the Montreal Forum, the smell of the hallways, the just chaos, being a kid, not a fear in the world. All the lights were bright. Seeing Patrick Waugh, Brian Hayward, Bobby Smith, all the old players, everything and anything to do with Montreal Forum memories. By far, number one memory of me for hockey. Louis, what about you?
North Stars games at the Met Center, especially against the Blackhawks.
Josh?
Mine's kind of like a double memory, or good and bad, right? The 2002 when the Gophers won the national championship after a long hiatus.
Oh, that's good.
That was really awesome. Then,
nice.
though, students burned down Dinkytown, which wasn't the best.
What? You went
Yeah.
Montreal on them? Oh, wow.
Got
Start
ugly.
burning cars, baby.
Wow.
Anything
I
happen
think-
in Buffalo?
Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
All right.
4 Super Bowls. Wah, wah, wah.
You're a Bills
Make
fan,
fun of
Phil.
myself, I
Why
guess.
are you doing this?
I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm an honest person.
No, for me, like when I was younger and I was really starting to get deep into hockey and kind of sink my teeth into it more. I had my dad. He was gracious enough to take me to when we hosted the World Juniors here. So some of the World Junior games that I got to see in the arena were definitely some of my earliest memories of like real hockey that I retained.
I don't remember what year it is. I could have looked it up, but besides the point, I totally forgot. And one of the coolest things I ever did is we had the NHL draft here at the Met Center, and my dad took me to that. That was sweet.
That's awesome.
Good memories, boys. Kumbaya. I love it. Nostalgia is one hell of a drug, eh?
Mm-hmm.
My goodness. Okay, let's move on before I start tearing up here. Instagram. 6'4" BMG. 6'4" BMG? I don't know. What do you think the 2024-25 Celebrini Young Guns Gold Outburst 1 of 1 is worth? More than my net worth, and I'm the worst person to ask these questions. Lots of money, man. Over a couple $100,000, I'd say for sure. Could put the above on that. Troy, start thinking because I'm asking you last. Louis, what do you think?
$285,350.
Thank you for being specific.
I love it. Good. Josh, what do you think?
I know some things, and I'll just say I'm fairly confident it would sell between 400,000 and 500,000. Yeah.
That's why we always
pretend I
say
knew things.
That's why we always say Josh types and he knows things. Troy, what do you think?
I would say $250,000 because Slab Sharks has a bounty out right now for them. You're welcome.
I forgot.
Look at you using logic.
Why? I said over 200. That was in the reasonable. That was. I forgot. I don't know.
Good job by you, Phil. Thank you for
thank you.
leading mailbag. Personal pickups, Phil.
Yes, I have cards.
All right.
Okay.
Philly.
First one. Yes, I love my O-Pee-Chee Platinum preview. Oh yeah, someone wrote in a comment. I'm frustrating because I trashed the previews. Dude, I have no idea. Maybe I was talking about a lure. I don't know. Your basement breaks. I'm sorry. I do not take my notes. Don't do it.
You're a walking conundrum, and it makes you're Captain Cardboard Conundrum, and it makes you a beautiful.
You're getting upset.
person.
You're getting upset at yourself. So I love Platinum Preview. I have no recollection of ever saying I don't like it. I might have not liked a certain year of it, but anyways, you're gonna hear what you want anyway.
The values are nonsensically terrible compared to the regular Platinum. That's what we typically mention.
Great buy. This card is so shiny. I'm Upper Deck is listening. Their gold seismic golds are gold, and they're popping. Card of the year for me so far. Worth every penny. I think I paid a few $100 for this.
Sweet.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Thank you, Louis. This is probably the biggest. This is probably the biggest surprise card I've ever had. I ordered this. I had a feeling when I ordered it off eBay. I'm like, I don't know. So this is a retail. It's an SP Authentics profiles, super short print in retail only. Not very. So Josh, I hope you're writing notes on hidden gems here. When I got this card on Friday Nights with Phil, go back and take a look. Oh my God. It is incredible. This is one of the.
Can I make a little correction for you, Phil, just in case people want to look?
Oh yeah, no, please do, yes.
Yeah, so SP, the retail version is just SP. There's no authentic. Authentic.
Yeah.
Is only,
Sorry, I didn't think I wrote that. Louis, did you add that in on me? No, I might have wrote that in. I don't know.
I either found it on Card Ladder first, and then
it doesn't matter.
That you put notes in.
It doesn't matter. We're going to move on really quick here. It's SP retail, which. Everybody knows that's at the Walmarts and the Targets. That's common. It is an incredible card. I would not buy a tin of it. I would buy the card. So there you go.
And is this the foil board parallel? Is that what that is? I believe, too.
I don't know. I don't know what that really.
I think it's
you
a
guys
foil
say.
board.
I hear foil board a lot, and I don't even know what that means. Next question? No, we're done that. Yeah, card. Yeah, Black Dazzler. Yeah, I got a Sidney Crosby Black Dazzler. I paid $100 for it.
So cool.
Love it. I think they're about they sell for more than 100, and you can definitely get them for less. I found 100 very reasonable, and it's a wicked Dazzler. Yeah,
Dazzling.
if I had to pick my favorite card out of all three, I'd probably pick the insert from retail. That's how
Really?
good that card. Yeah, dude. That's how. I mean, no, I would. That card looks. It's 1A 1B with the seismic gold. It really is. It's that good. I mean it. You guys got to get one if you're a player collect.
3 good cards, man.
Thank you.
T-Dizzle.
What are we starting with? Oh,
Oh,
all right. So I went to David Adams. We had a trade night on Friday, and saw an old buddy of mine there, and he had a couple of nice things. And you guys, I think by now, some people are starting to learn how I like to collect. So Simone Gagne, I mean, like I say, I think he's just first team all name. He's a guy I remember loving and watching growing up. So this nice cool threads here from an older version of Ice there out of 35. The auto was clean too, so just couldn't pass it up.
Very nice.
I like that.
love it.
This was too pretty. I'm all in on Oslin right now.
Yeah, can you explain why? Because you mentioned him earlier, and I was curious about that.
Yeah, I'm an Oslin guy. I like his play. And of course, right now he's an affordable rookie, and it's one of those things where if you can get in him on him now, and he just continues to ascend, maybe he won't break the glass ceiling league wide, but in Buffalo he may become more valuable. And
Is he a top 6 guy? Is that, are you thinking that?
I think he has the potential.
Okay.
I genuinely think he has the potential. Now, in other markets, I don't know, but here in Buffalo, I think he could be somebody that could definitely, and I think he's a player too where he skates well with a lot of people, meaning like you don't just have to put him on a line with one person and that's how he's going to produce. I think you can put him on a line with a lot of different players, and he'll still give you what you need. But
Okay.
Here you go right here. Obviously, the EPAC exclusive, the speckled. I went to a local show yesterday, literally, and it was sitting there. And I'm like, when's the next time I'm really going to see a speckled Noah Oslin? I'm like, I feel like I got to get this. And the guy was nice enough to throw in the base version for me too there that you saw. So my first two, and I'll be honest with you, I don't collect a lot of modern players. So this is the first stab I'm really taking at with a hyper modern player and like rookie chasing in the year that he's actually a rookie, in the season that he's actually a rookie.
You've never turned down a good stabbing.
All right, next card.
Boom.
All right, next one. I got to go to the Dallas Card Show last weekend, and believe it or not, there was actually more. There was more hockey than you would have expected. I'll be completely honest with you. So there was like 1 to 2 guys. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but that were completely dedicated to hockey. And then you had obviously a bunch of others that had some more like your Ovies,
Rando hockey.
Your Ovies, your Gretzkys, your Bedards, and some Celebrini, of course. But loved this one. I love old Topps hockey. I think some of the designs and just some of the sets look amazing. So here you go, Rockets Flair, a twofer, refractor and a die cut. And Timu's just my guy. And I love that he's wearing the alternate jersey in that particular card.
Sexy card.
And then once again, Rick Nash is just my guy. This was from our trade night. Same guy who was selling the Gagne. I just love Rick Nash. I just picked up, I showed you guys last time, I picked up his Future Watch auto recently. So I just thought another older SP game use piece would be cool.
And last but not least.
Yes, last but not least, arguably my biggest purchase. Found this at the Dallas Card Show. The guy had a mirror gold, he had a mirror blue, and he had the mirror red. The other two were out of my price range, unfortunately. But this one was the affordable one. And I mean, Joe for bucket, visor, the mullet flowing, and then I can't get enough of the select certified stuff and even the totally certified, the platinum stuff. So
I have a bunch of these in the last year. I've been collecting these. So
yeah,
You'll hit the end. I did. I feel like there is an end to the road.
yeah.
I've got my eye on a Wayner. I'm trying to figure out the gold. I'm trying to figure out how to get.
Yeah, for sure.
Don't click that, Louis.
Oh, don't stop now, Troy. Keep going. Do you have 9 more cards to show?
Hey, I already beat him up.
Okay, well, I'm glad you waited until we were recording to do that because Louis is like, he's texting me. He's like 6 cards. I'm like, God forbid I get excited that.
Well, Louis applied for overtime because of you, Troy.
Oh, see, God forbid I get excited.
It wasn't the amount of cards. I know he's so damn long-winded that I'm like, it's gonna be a story, and
well, he fits in well here.
Sorry, fellas. Trying my best.
I was just beating you up. You could have given me 10, 20. Phil's still preparing a 40, 50, 60 card banger here pretty soon. So I'm getting ready.
I'm going to pay Phil to send you 147 cards one day, 45 minutes before the show, and I'm just going to watch your head explode.
Well, if he does that, I know it's a joke, and I'm going to get it done. So
okay,
game on. Joshy.
So we were at a local card show, which never has hockey, and there was actually a guy with a vintage.
Get the name right now because you didn't on the other spot.
Oh, well, I didn't. Okay, and he had a whole bunch of really awesome vintage cards, stuff you never ever see in Minnesota. So I was blown away, and I'm looking through it, and I saw this card, which is a 1952 Parkhurst Ted Lindsay. It's graded PSA 2.5, and almost instantly, I was like, "Whoa, that's a nice 2.5." And then can I see the card? Look at the front, look at the back, and for 10 minutes, I'm like, I'm not a grader, but I'm trying to find the fatal flaw that brings this card down. I couldn't find anything. Bring Baba Louie over. I'm like, dude, is this a really good card, like a high eye appeal, low grade kind of card? And so I comped the card out, and this is the only PSA 2.5 that's been graded. There are PSA 2s, and they sell for about $35 US. And the guy had $100 on it, and I looked at this card enough, I just went and got $100 and paid him. So here my example of, and I said, I'm not going to haggle you. I have no clue how this card is graded this low. And
what did he say? Remember what he said?
He said the same thing.
Yeah, he said it was his card. He submitted it. He was pissed, right? So I mean,
he was super pissed. And then after I bought it, I brought it around to friends at the show and asked for their opinion. And we're like, okay, so there has to be a pinhole. So we're putting iPhone flashlights behind it. Then there has to be a crease looking. I've looked at this card front and back. I've stared at it endlessly. For the life of me, can't. And then Baba Louie was pulling up from Card Ladder like PSA 5s and 6s, and they were not as nice as this card. And so I just got very lucky and found an amazing card. It's I don't have any. This is my first 50s Parkies card, and so I'm very happy to own it. I don't plan on regrading it because really, why?
There's got to be a rule. There, listen, I want to bring it to.
I will bring it.
Yeah, I want to scour the.
I have a guess, and so if you look at the last name of the card, like right to the right of it, there's a little that looks like it could be a crease, but it doesn't extend to either border. So, and I don't think it's a crease, but these old Parkies, the paper was fibrous, and I think it's a paper fiber that a grader probably graded it for 20 seconds and saw that and said, "Oh, it's a crease." To us, but it's not.
Oh, I hope you're right. That could be that card looks phenomenal. I mean, obviously we've seen it as friends better than what you're seeing it on the screen. Sorry, good listener. But that card is incredible. Like it's probably your best purchase I can think of.
And just for the sake of curiosity and as a hockey card journalist, actually what I've debated doing solely because I want to see what the process is like. I actually might take this at the expo to the NBA booth and see what that stickering thing, what that.
Oh God, you're so bougie. Look at him. He buys a Ted Lindsay.
I want to just.
Sorry guys, I got new friends now. I have new friends now.
Yeah, it's like I only
Mike
hang out with
Baker.
sticker people.
I would
Only
ask
Mike
the
Baker
process. I
sticker.
wouldn't go through it.
Well, I don't know how much it costs. If it's like $10, big deal. So,
You're paying $10 to have a conversation.
Yeah. I'd buy
Go
my
ask for
friends.
Jeremy Lee. Jeremy Lee knows more than Mike.
I'll show it to Jeremy too. I'll show it to everyone.
Man.
I'm excited about it.
Jeremy
So,
will only charge $8.
thanks, Troy. We did it.
We sure did. Yeah. Thank you guys. Obviously, appreciate it. And thanks for letting me go on my tangents.
All right, I'm gonna have to cut you off there. It's the end of the show, so let's.
You've done a whole show from a bathroom. That's kind of amazing.
We already have one guy that's long run over here. We don't need two.
Okay. If you like the episode, please leave a rating review on Apple, Spotify, whatever podcast app you listen to us on. If you love the show, if you love Troy, well, everybody loves Troy, and you want to support us, he doesn't get any money, but he doesn't care, and you want to chat with us on the Hockey Cards Gongshow Discord server, please consider a $5 a month donation. Join our $999 support level tier on Patreon. Link is in the show description, our Instagram, TikTok profiles, on our website, hockeycardsgongshow.com, or on Patreon's website. You can type it in on your phone or keyboard. It's patreon.com and search for us at Hockey Cards Gongshow. We're on social media. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube. And follow Troy, DA Casual Troy. He's like us. And, our egos. We get a dopamine rush on followers.
He's too casual. He's too casual.
He'll crawl right into your living room.
Unless you're a Leafs fan. He wants you to burn and die.
Maple Leafs fans, I mean, I think their fan base is an absolute joke. It's just a dumpster fire. They're going to run all their superstars out of town. So now hold on.
I'm clipping that. I know how to make reels for Instagram now. You're done. You're done, son.
I got it written down. We're good.
All right, Baba Louie, take us out.
Bye.
The Gong Show, we're dropping the facts. Hockey cards on fire, no holding us back. Josh looking sharp, the face of the scene. Feeling pork chop pants, rocking it clean. Baba Louie in the booth, he's the man with the plan. The best producer in all the land. Gong Show Nation, let's hit the flow. It's the Hockey Cards Gong Show, let's go, let's go. Wanna say them in and show.
Is this sheet cut?